Live from the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut, NE10 hockey conference action as this afternoon your post-University Eagles host the Assumption Greyhounds in Game 2 of a two-game set in the last game before the holiday break. And should be a fun one here this afternoon. I'm Jeff Nelson. Coach Pete Whitney will join us in a few moments. First, before we get into anything, we will be delayed somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 minutes for puck drop this afternoon, as during warm-ups, one of the panes of glass took a puck to the face and shattered all over the ice and behind the boards, and the crew here actively cleaning that up as we speak. So the warm-ups got a little bit delayed. Both teams had to share one end of the ice, and then they're still cleaning it up and getting the pane of glass from upstairs to the downstairs and loaded in. So currently there is a hole right behind where the far end goal would be, behind the far end goal where the glass is. And that will delay us in the neighborhood of about 15 minutes or so. We're still waiting. It's technically 5 minutes till the game starts, and we haven't put the pane of glass in yet. So that is what we are awaiting for here this afternoon. But recap from yesterday, really a game of firsts for the Eagles, as they got their first goal in 229 minutes and 42 seconds. They got their first win in 4 games to break a 4-game losing streak. Connor McCall scored his first goal as an Eagle. Aiden Kennedy scored his first goal as an Eagle. Jonathan Meyer got his first assist as an Eagle. And Ben Kunin, his first 51-save victory performance. Coach Whitney, as we bring you in. Excellent game all around for the Eagles. A lot of firsts, and the 5-3 win brings them right back toward the bottom of the page still in the NE10, but win today to get them right back in the middle.
Yeah, and these are the fun games. These are fun games of college athletics. The back-to-back games are great because, obviously you had a good night last night, got your rest, everything felt better, right? Pillow felt a little softer, slept a little easier. Now it's back to game time, and what are you going to bring? As a coach, always love these kinds of games because I got a chance to see what the guys were made of, and can you be consistent? That's going to be the key. That's the key to any team that wins, is can you be consistent in your play? Can you stay out of the box? Can you play with the same intensity that you played with? Can you take advantage of opportunities? Can you be creative? All those things are great, and it comes at a good time just before break, because then you'll typically have your meetings with the guys as they leave for break, because they'll be skating and trying to work on some things. So it actually ends up being a really excited time. And then when they come back, you've got that golden opportunity where there's a good solid 2 weeks of no classes or anything. So you actually just get to be a hockey player. You get to eat, live, and breathe, being at the rink, being in the weight room, hanging out with the boys. So it's an exciting time. It's really a fun time.
Also on the first, which we didn't include, was Wyatt Noble, his first career goal as an Eagle and the game winner as well. And catch our interview with Wyatt and Aiden Kennedy on youtube.com/GoPostEagles from the game yesterday. Coach, let's talk about Ben Kunin, who, as I jokingly said when we got together this morning, 51 saves and a victory. Somehow his goals against average went up a little bit, and the save percentage remained the same. But Ben stood on his head for the most part. We joke a little bit that 22 shots in the second seemed a little high, but he gets credit for 51 saves on 54 shots, and at times in the third period just stood on his head.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ben has been a difference maker in more than one game that we've seen this year, so you just expect the same, and works, they all do, but when you see someone rewarded for the amount of effort and work they put into something, again, that's, as a coach, that makes you feel good. And it's great for the room, it's great for the guys, and generally speaking, goaltenders have this really great fraternity, whether you're playing or not. You're excited for whoever's doing well, and you're super supportive, and that goes a long way in your team culture, in your locker room.
So as I mentioned at the beginning, a little bit longer pregame today, as the glass that shattered has almost been replaced. So not a bad time frame from the time of shattering to the time of replacement. But that's what the delay is today. Assumption coming in 7-5. Took their first loss in the NE10 yesterday, Coach. They're now 6-1 with 17 points. not a happy hockey club taking their first loss. Their coach back from suspension today as well, but changes to their lineup as they're looking to get a win right before. They do one more game after today before the winter break, but their last conference game is today, and they definitely felt a little bit of sting yesterday losing 5-3.
Yeah, and again, same thing goes kind of for them. As good as Post felt, right, I'm sure that's as frustrated as Assumption was. So, again, as a coach, you get to see what your guys are going to bring. All right, you feel like 5-3 wasn't the way the game should have turned out. You get an opportunity less than 24 hours later to show that, you know what, you can get it done.
As we mentioned, Ben Cunine leads the NE10 in save percentage with a .944 save percentage, which is a great number for any goaltender. We had Aiden Kennedy up here yesterday for the post-game interview. Talk a little bit about Owen Rieger, though, his defense partner. Again, two freshmen playing major minutes for the Eagles right now on defense, and Rieger looked really good, sort of backing up as Kennedy was doing the offensive things. Rieger was really doing the defensive things.
Yeah, and it's what you hope to see, right? When you're a player, especially a new player, you're a freshman, and you get opportunities, what do you do to hold on to that, right? Like, how do you play? Like, do you just play not to make a mistake, or do you play to be effective and get some things done? And that's how those guys are playing. That's how all those freshmen are playing. There's none of these freshmen in the lineup, be you a forward, be you a D or a goalie, when he gets a chance, right, like he did the other week. You're showing that you belong and that you can play. And that just makes the whole team better. Because if I'm a junior and I'm regularly playing, now I've got to step up my game, and that's how it works. And that's the beauty of sports, is the competition amongst each other to get better and show that you belong. That just makes teams better.
Good job by our camera crew to get the pictures of the glass being replaced here this afternoon on a Saturday afternoon as a crowd filing in for this one. Coach, it happens. Glass does break. This does happen from time to time. I know, just being around the Post locker room, they were chomping at the bit to get out there and get this game going. What do you do for them in this sort of 15 minutes? They're going to have to wait a little bit longer. They've taken their warm-ups. They're usually out here by now, and now they kind of have to wait this 15 minutes. How do they avoid sort of going back down and then having to raise themselves back up?
Well, I think, honestly, it actually broke early enough in it where they kind of saw that, and I think it really potentially affects Assumption more, because that glass that broke was directly behind the goal. So that was it for those goaltenders as far as getting their feet wet and getting themselves warmed up before the game. So that potentially could be an advantage for Post. And we'll see what they do. I don't know if they'll come out and let the guys take a couple of spins to warm it back up.
They did move them back down here they let Assumption warm up on the post end of the ice toward the end of the session. So
as far as the players go, like, they've been sitting longer than they normally would sit. So will they come out and get to wheel around a little bit and get themselves loosened up?
Looks like the glass has been officially replaced, so that's encouraging and a move in the right direction, but we still have to wait for the Zamboni to come out. So let's see if they're going to do that. You presume they should and would, otherwise this will be a mess of a first period. And until they do that, we won't give the starting lineups officially.
Yeah, well, I think the issue is the same people who replace the glass, like the way it is, are the same guys that, at least one of them, that makes the ice. So, plus you got to get off the ice anyway, so you can pick up all those little pieces.
Yep.
We don't want anybody stepping on glass, something that's stuck on a board that pops out and somebody loses an edge by stepping on it.
It is amazing being around the game as long as I've been, as long as you've been, Coach. Just the littlest thing on the ice changes, can do something serious to a player who skates it. So obviously you want to make sure all that glass is swept up, and both coaches are over there, as well as I think a couple of officials and the ice crew here at the arena, trying to figure out what the next steps are to make sure there isn't anything that happens. Also have to wonder if they check behind the net to make sure, like in the net itself, to make sure there wasn't any glass in there that sort of got left behind. I didn't actually see the shot that went through the glass. I just saw everybody sort of pointing at it. So,
yeah, well, I mean, they're good here. They're good here at Sports Center. Doug's on top of everything, and he'll make sure it's safe.
Absolutely, and that's what we want best for all of the players and everybody here. First time I've been here where I've seen the glass get broken. I'm sure, that, like I said, in your years, you've seen it happen many a time across many different leagues.
I've run practices where the Zamboni actually broke on the ice, and while they were waiting to figure it out, we just carried on with practice, and one of the drills was go around the Zamboni and hit him with a pass when he comes out the other side.
There you go. At least they didn't have to put chicken wire up, because then we really would have gone back in the day if we had to go that route, right?
Chicken wire, chain link fence, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fun to get checked into it, but not so much fun to.
Yeah, that's a home ice advantage for sure.
Absolutely. Looks like now we're just waiting for the Zamboni to come out. In the interim, can we do a 4-minute break? And then we'll come back and we'll give you the starting lineups for today's game. In 4 minutes, you're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Back we are here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. If you're expecting puck drop, we're about 10 minutes away from that puck drop. As we mentioned, a pane of glass was broken during the warm-ups, which has delayed us a little bit here this afternoon at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney will bring you the starting lineups. They're brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Assumption, 7-5 overall, 6-1 in the NE10. They're from Worcester, Connecticut, or Worcester, Massachusetts, wherever it is you decide to live. Their goaltender will be sophomore Callum Welch, the 5'10", 175 goalie out of Stratford, New Hampshire. He's 3-1 on the season, 2.92 goals against average, and a .913 save percentage. His defensive combination is Sean Corliss, 5'9 senior out of North Andover, Massachusetts, and David Lawler, a 5'9 junior out of Rentham, Massachusetts. The forwards, same forwards that started yesterday. Jake Lavoie, 5'9 junior out of Taunton, Mass. Ryan Decker at center, 6'2 junior out of Southborough, Mass. And Jake Dinopoli, the NE10 leader in goals with 8, the 5'10 junior out of North Reading, Massachusetts. The head coach is Michael Looney in his 7th season, back from his 1-game suspension. Assistant coaches Nick Blanchette, Robert Holyoke, Jimmy McDermott, and Robert Roche. For your Eagles, coming off the big 5-3 win yesterday, Ben Cunine goes back-to-back. The 5'10", 165 junior out of Pembroke Pines, Florida, has a 2.54 goals against average. He's 3-2 on the season and a .944 save percentage, which leads the NE10. He's number 1 in saves per game at 43.6 in the NE10 as well, and third in overall saves at 218. His defensive combination is Aiden Kennedy, 6'1", 190 out of Schaumburg, Illinois, and Owen Rieger, 6'2", 185 freshman out of Foxborough, Massachusetts. Starting forwards are different for the Eagles, though the lineup remains the same. Baxter Kimball, 5'10", 177 junior out of Elliott, Maine, and left wing at center, Connor Murray, the 5'10 junior out of Bedford, New Hampshire, and on right wing, Holden Beckett, the freshman, 5'7", 160 out of Craig, Colorado. Head coach in year number 3 is Tim Richter. Assistants are Andy DeAngelis and Brandon Brown. As the ice is being zambonied now, about 6 minutes till the players take the ice, then they'll do the starting lineups on the ice and the national anthem. So probably about 10 minutes away from puck drop here this afternoon at the Sports Center of Connecticut. This is the last home game for the Eagles, last game in general for the Eagles until the holiday break, which will start sometime around 5 o'clock today for them. Then they return home for a threesome of home games starting on January 3rd, followed by a game on January 4th and a game on January 8th. So technically this is game 2 of a 5-game homestand. And a big one for the Eagles, currently sitting in 5th place in the NE10. But a win today, a win in regulation today, a win of any kind, but a win of regulation today will get them 3 points and really bring them right back to the pack in the NE10 standings. They have a good gap between them and Franklin Pierce in 6th place, but get a win today and get into double digits, and suddenly you're only a couple points behind the next pack of teams in St. Michael's and St. A's, who are ahead of you. And Coach, as we look ahead more so beyond today's game, you mentioned in the pre-game how you can really get to focus on hockey for a couple of weeks because classes will soon be over and you get a little bit of a break between having to go back to class. What do you do during that break beyond the hockey? I mean, it's hard. Players get away, they go home for a short period of time. Most of them are in the area, but some of them have to travel a little bit. What's their responsibility sort of in those week, 10 days maybe, where they're all not together to stay in shape and ready to play?
Well, I mean, some of that depends on each player, right? Because there is also this sweet spot of time where if you've got some injuries, and generally speaking, somebody has something, by the time you get to this time of the year, someone will have some form of injury, so you got time to rehab that, if that's your case. And like I said, otherwise, if you're someone who is consistently in the lineup, you should be working on continuing to get yourself faster, stronger, work on your skills so you can stay there and improve. And if you're someone that's in and out of the lineup, this is an opportunity to really buckle down and work hard and do the things that you need to do to get yourself an opportunity so that when you do get that opportunity, you can try to stick in the lineup. So the competitive piece picks up when you're away from the team. If you're doing those things, you should do it, right? Because everybody's motivated, and motivation is great, but motivation without discipline is useless. So if you're just going home and you're going to sit on the couch for 10 days and then go back at it, it's probably not going to get the results you want. So the key is being continually motivated, but having the discipline to do what you're supposed to do. Stay in a routine. Don't be sleeping until noon. Get up in the morning like you normally would for class. Try to emulate that so that when you get back to campus, you can keep all of those things moving and going.
One thing the Eagles do need to work on, Coach, is the power play. 1 for 31 this season. We both talked to Coach Richter earlier. He likes all the work they did over the week in practice. Didn't really get anything for it yesterday, 0 for 3 on the man advantage. But what do the Eagles need to do better on the power play where we clearly, the 4-on-3, they really had no opportunities. The 5-on-4, they looked a lot better. Is it just as simple as throwing pucks to the net?
Well, I mean, it's really a question of what do we work on, right? And I think one of the keys to a power play is to take what you're given. It doesn't have to be that perfect play. You're moving the puck around because, yes, you're trying to free up a particular individual, and we saw that with Assumption. They were trying to have that guy pop out and hit him, and Post took that away, so there's no real answer to that. Essentially, in its simplest form, you've got a man advantage, so try to create a 2-on-1 somewhere on the ice, find the lane, and put pucks through. If, in fact, that perfect play is there and there's a lane, sure, let's take it. But don't get so caught up in trying to make a play, because you see it all the time. You see a 2-minute power play, and you got 1, maybe 2 shots. That's not acceptable. You should be looking for 3 to 5 quality shots on every power play.
Eagles have taken the ice. We're waiting for the Greyhounds to do the same. One last thing, Coach, before we get to the starting lineups being announced here and then the game getting underway. As the game moved on yesterday, it got very chippy. New set of officials from yesterday, so they're not going to have that in their head necessarily of what they saw. Maybe what they heard, but not what they saw. What do both teams need to do to stay disciplined from taking bad penalties? We kind of joke Jacob Howell leads the NE10 in penalties taken so far with 9. What do both teams really need to do to stay disciplined, particularly early in the game, to avoid this becoming a power play fest?
Well, again, you're going to have Assumption is going to be that team that is going to try to goad Post into taking penalties because they still have that very powerful power play. Now, it didn't work yesterday, so I think it's fair to say you're going to see some adjustment in that on their end. So Post has to be careful of not retaliating, right? Because the referees always catch that second little stick back that you might do or a little shove or punch, whatever it might be. So it's going to be important for them to be disciplined and just play their game like they did yesterday for the most part.
Teams have taken the ice. They're getting ready to announce the starting lineups to the crowd here as it's filing in. A lot of them filed out into the concession stand once the glass broke. Now they're coming back in for today's NE10 conference game, the last game before the holiday break for the Eagles, second of a 5-game homestand. Big 5-3 win for the Eagles yesterday to move their record to 3-7 overall and get them closer to the pack in the NE10. But 3 big points here today will do a lot of good for the Eagles and really keep their heads up going into the holiday break, which after this will give them 14 games remaining on the season after today's game, starting again back on January 3rd here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. That game will skate off at 4 o'clock, puck drop at 4, pregame 3:45 in 2025 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. While the starting lineups are being announced to the fans here in attendance, also a reminder, the women play today. They'll play at 8 o'clock down at the Martiri Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University. That game will take place at 8 o'clock. The ladies a big win yesterday upstairs, 3-0 over Sacred Heart. Hannah Saunders 48 saves of her own, and they'll rematch over in Fairfield today for the women. So after this game, head on out over there and catch them. 10-minute drive down the road to the Marteri Family Arena.
Yeah, it should be a good weekend for college hockey in Connecticut.
I believe the Sacred Heart men are on the road today as well. So to your point, lots of college hockey going on within the state of Connecticut. And now, and finally, after about a 21-minute delay, we will pause for the playing of our national anthem. Our national anthem here this afternoon at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut. Game 2 of a 2-game series between the Assumption Greyhounds and your Post University Eagles. A giant game in the NE10 Conference. Assumption having their first loss within the conference yesterday here against the Eagles, and the Eagles getting their second conference win, looking to make it 2 in a row and go off to the holiday season on a happy foot, so to speak. Both teams surrounding their goaltenders. The Eagles will be in their home whites, go left to right as you look at your screen and dial, while Assumption in the road blue with the gray trimming will go right to left. Goaltending matchup, Ben Cunine for the Eagles, 2.54 goals against average. The junior from Pembroke Pines, Florida, has a .944 save percentage, which leads the NE10. And for Assumption, goaltending change as Thomas McLaren went yesterday, but today it's Callum Welch, the sophomore out of Stratford, New Hampshire. 3-1 on the season with a .292 goals against average and a .913 save percentage. One other stat to note, we've been saying Joe Santoro leads the NE10 in face-off wins. Well, that gap closed significantly, and right on his backside is Ronnie Paragallo, 2 face-off win difference now.
Okay. So that's a nice little game within the game.
Game within the game.
Something to watch for.
Connor Murray and Ryan Decker at center ice. And 22 minutes late, but here we go. After the glass broke in the pregame, this should be a long shot on goal, and maybe that's how Ben ended up with 22 saves in the second period yesterday, as that does count as a shot on goal. And a save for Ben Cunine 8 seconds in, and a face-off to his right. Murray and Decker in the rematch to Cunine's right. Won by Murray this time to Kennedy, who goes behind his own net as he's being aggressively checked by DiNapoli. He'll get it out to center and then into the bench area as coaches go ducking behind players. Face-off now just outside the Eagle zone. Decker and Murray again, but Murray gets tossed. And in comes Beckett to take the draw. Won by the Greyhounds and dumped into the Eagle zone, so Kennedy behind his own goal again. Will try again. Tip pass out and sent right back in again. Played by Rieger. Rieger to Kennedy, who had a goal and an assist, his first career collegiate goal yesterday to open the scoring. Pass a little bit too far. And Murray does a good job to keep it in the zone momentarily and then brought back out by the Greyhounds. 2-on-2 over the line. DiNapoli with a long shot that gets blocked into the Zamboni corner wall, then rimmed all the way around toward the point, but a good job by Beckett to cut it off. And Murray will get it out of the zone with a quick little chip pass ahead to Kimball. Kimball rims it into the Greyhound zone for the first time today. Now comes McQuegan, Howell, and Swain for the Eagles, but back come the Greyhounds the other way. 2-on-2 again with a centering pass in front, rolls in on Kunin, who makes the save, and the puck gets sent all the way down. Might not get down there for icing. Let's see, it will, as Fresh Ice kept that puck a-rolling, and a minute 15 in, another face-off to the left of Kunin, I believe. Let's see, waiting to pick. And they are going to go to the left of Ben Kunin. Howell and Thomas McGaffigan in the face-off dot for the teams, and McGaffigan wins it, but a good job by Swain to cut in front and take the puck. He goes up on left wing, being chopped at by Jonathan Surrett, and then a big check by McQuegan into Surrett into that dangerous area where the benches and the glass meet. But Surrett seems okay, and back come the Greyhounds. Out the center, but McQuegan got a leg on it. Now a 2-on-1 for the Eagles quickly. Here's Swain in over the line with a centering pass to Howell that goes off a leg and taken out by the Greyhounds. Back to center king Nick DeMio, sophomore out of Duxbury, Massachusetts. He dumped it in. Played by Kunin up to Howell. Howell looking for a pass up ahead, but fanned on his pass, and Meyer couldn't get it. He got the puck back and then sent it back into the Greyhound zone where it's played by goaltender Welsh. Up to the captain, Ronnie Paragallo, the NE10 leader in points, now with 18. Sends it up ahead inside the Eagles zone. Good help by Tommy Bice to get over there. Feeds it to Norling, who looks ahead to Meyer. Meyer got his first career varsity point yesterday and an assist on a Joe Santoro goal. Dumps it into the Greyhound zone, but the Greyhounds back there and now play it up. Teams really feeling each other out in the early going. No real heavy shot. Paragallo high sticks it. And now everybody's waiting for somebody to touch it. Whistle blows. As Paragallo high sticked it, nobody would touch the puck. So face off outside, actually all the way down inside the Greyhound zone. 2:31 into period one. Coach, teams feeling each other out again.
Yeah, pretty tentative right now. I'm surprised that they're from one side or the other, that there isn't just more intensity and get after it this early. But second game of the weekend, sometimes that happens too.
Run PMC out there for the Eagles as McCall, McDevitt, and Pekka take the ice. And McCall, who had his first varsity goal, the empty netter that iced the game at 19:52 in the third yesterday, had a goal and an assist as well. Long shot from Kennedy at the point, right past it. Rebound, they score! And real quick at 2:50, Run PMC does it again. And Connor McCall liked what he did yesterday, and he scored again, his second of the season. And the Eagles have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's just a simple play, right? Low to high, shot, big rebound, and then buried it.
So McCall, his second goal in a row as he scored the empty netter yesterday, as we were saying, and then scores the first one today at 2:50 to make it 1-0. Aiden Kennedy will get the assist as it was his shot that led to the rebound. That's his sixth assist of the season. As we also talked about in the pregame, Kennedy third in the NE10 in plus minus. He was a +6 coming into the game, now a +7. We're not even 3 minutes in, but good on the Eagles to take an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, always easier to play ahead of the game, so to speak.
And the Eagles, despite everything yesterday, never gave up the lead. They had a 1 or 2 goal lead at all times throughout the game. But good job by Connor McCall, his second goal of the season. And back comes Assumption. Gets to center ice, dumps it in right on Kunin. So again, another shot on goal, a long one by Jake Lavoie. Add an assist on the goal to Mateo Pekka as well, Coach. That's his second assist in 2 games and his third point of the season. And we talk about Pekka. Pesky, a little bit of a pest, but very fast, and helps set up the goal there as well. So he's got 2 points in 2 games.
Yeah, he's always that player that may not be really flashy, but every shift he does something positive. You notice him on the ice.
Face off inside the Eagles' own one, back to the point. Long shot deflected in front by Surrett, just wide of Kunin. That would have been right on Cunin. And a big hit in the Zamboni corner shakes the glass, and I think everybody a little nervous with the glass breaking in the pregame that something else will happen again. But that glass held up and pucked back into the zone. Now Noble scored the game-winning goal, his first career goal yesterday. Sends it out to center. Both teams have a player in the zone, so the puck got stumped into the Eagle zone as Delory and Surrett were wrestling it out inside the near corner. Ultimately, the referee and we'll call an icing, linesman will call an icing, and the puck will go all the way back into the Greyhound zone with 3:45 gone in the first period, 1-0. Eagles on a Connor McCall goal. The sophomore out of Grosse Pointe, Michigan, his second of the season. Here's Tommy Bice, right point, tried to take a shot. It got kicked in the leg, and a quick 2-on-1 happening for Assumption. Now a 2-on-2 over the line. Puck towards the net, and Surrett rolls away. Surrett goes flying down. Nobody touched him. He just fell, and the puck comes back out the center. Shot off of Hugh McQuegan, who gives it to Tanner Glassroot. Up ahead to Howell at the red line. He'll dump it in. Chasing after it is Swain. Swain will pick it up on the far side boards. Nice little spinorama move as he tries to go toward the slot. Had it chopped off his stick, and back come the Greyhounds at center. Pass ahead to Luke Evers, who didn't play yesterday but is in today's starting lineup as Assumption made several changes to their lineup. Evers goes back to the point to Braden McKenzie. McKenzie, another one of those players who wasn't in the lineup yesterday, takes a shot that gets blocked wide. Then a shot from behind the net off of Cunin into the slot area and out to center. McKenzie goes to Sean Corliss. Corliss makes a nice move into the middle of the ice. Lost the puck as it rolled off his stick, and the Eagles send it all the way down. This should be far enough for an icing, and it is, with 4:50 gone in the first period. 1-0 Eagles.
Yeah, that goal woke both teams up a little bit, I think.
Absolutely. As we mentioned, teams were a little bit tentative, and now all of a sudden we're back to sort of the end-to-end action we saw yesterday. Decker in the draw against Howell to Cunin's right. Won by Howell. Comes over to McQuegan. McQuegan trying to get out of the zone, being checked by Lavoie. He gets it to center, but turned it over. And back comes the Greyhounds in over the line with a heavy shot taken by Patrick McKiernan. And then another shot toward the net that goes wide of Cunin. Shot taken from the half wall, saved by Cunin by Decker. And the puck in the Zamboni corner to all 6'7" of Tanner Glassroot, who pops it up into the air. And I think that went off the netting on the far side. So it'll be a face-off inside the Eagle zone with 5:11 gone in the first period, 1-0. When we sort of question how Ben had 51 saves all in yesterday, a lot of these shots are coming from all over the place. They have 3 shots from outside, from behind the red line so far, does Assumption.
Yeah, and again, like the shots on goal, like
can be misleading.
Yes, and defensively, Post is doing a good job at more low-quality shots that are not coming from inside the house, in between the dots, from a distance. Instead, so again, sometimes that can be a little misleading.
Lawler took a shot from center point that Cunin stopped, and the puck ended up back inside the Greyhound zone after the save and a wipe all the way down. But now here's Joe Santoro. He goes on left wing over the line to Pekka, who takes a long shot that's swallowed whole by Callum Welch.
And I think, too, Jeff, on those distance shots, both teams are trying to hit the goaltender in the pads, and you're looking for somebody to drive the net and look for a rebound. Try to finish it that way, because you don't get those odd man rushes that often, so you kind of got to grind it out.
Murray against Paragallo. Paragallo wins it. Back to his defense. It's rimmed all the way around, kept in nicely, and centered in front to Murray, who had an opportunity, but it got taken off his stick by Paragallo, and he tries with a head of steam to get around the defense and leads a pass ahead to O'Brien. O'Brien over the line looking for a pass. Leaves it for Paragallo, tried to go back to O'Brien, rolled off a stick and centered it out in front, went off the leg of Kennedy and out to center. Long shot from center, sticked away by Cunin. Rimmed over to Beckett. Beckett gets it out the center and picked up by Kimball. Kimball, 2-on-2. Crisscrosses nicely in. Over the line with Rieger. Takes a shot short side that just goes wide as Rieger had pinched in. And back come the Greyhounds. Across the ice they go, looking for Daniel Lemansky, the sophomore out of Clinton, Mass, who didn't play yesterday as well and in the lineup today. Picked up by DeMio. DeMio in the near side corner goes behind to Baldessar. Baldessar tried to center it out in front. It came off of Beckett's leg. Baldessar dives into the slot area looking for the puck. Taken down is Rieger. Puck rimmed back behind the net with Trey Delory will pick it up, the Eagle captain. DeLory fanned on his passes, kind of hopped on him, picked up by the Greyhounds, centered it out in front, taken by Beckett. Out to center, 1-on-2 as the Eagles will change up behind him, and Beckett dumps it in and goes off on a line change. Mateo Pecco and Run PMC come out there now. Here's Lemansky. Lemansky tries to get it out of the zone. Caught by DeLory. They say he's onside. Puck just inside the Greyhound zone. Comes free to the Greyhound defense. They'll try to get it out, but can't do it again. As good play there by Connor McCowell. And here comes DeLory. DeLory with some speed in over the line on left wing. DeLory looks to center, goes back to Pecker, center point. Takes a shot toward the net, they'll go wide. DeLory broke away from the far side corner, and the puck gets sent all the way down for an icing. As this Run PMC line again, coach, putting some pressure on the Greyhound defense and goaltender Welch.
Yeah, it's a good. I like that group. It's a good combination, a good mix of talent, energy, and skill.
Howell out there now, take the face-off against Gavin Dock. Another player wasn't in the lineup yesterday. Dock, the freshman, 6'1", out of Bradford, Pennsylvania. Won by the Eagles. Howell takes a shot that gets deflected off a leg and goes wide. He'll chase after it. Send it up into the netting, and another face-off, this time to the right of Welch. Inside the Greyhound zone. A slow-moving first 7:38, but the Eagles have the opening goal on Connor McCowell's second goal of the season from Kennedy and Mateo Pecca at 2:50. Face-off won by the Greyhounds. They bring it out to center. Nice stick there by Glassroot. Use that 6'7" size and length to poke the puck away. And off the stick of the Greyhound left wing, and back come the Eagles. Scotty Swain at center had it sticked off his stick, and a long shot from Howell from center gets gloved by Welsh, and a whistle with 7:56 gone in period one. Still 1-0 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Stay with us in the first period intermission. We'll go around the post-university sports scene as we always do in the first period intermission here on CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Eagles won the face-off, but it sort of ping-ponged out to center, and the Eagles will dump it right back in. Corliss trying to avoid the hit of Santoro, gets the puck up ahead. McGaffigan tries to get into the Eagle zone. He does. Lost the puck as he got hit by two Eagles, Meyer and Bice, and the Eagles send it back to the Greyhound zone as the team's playing a bit of catch. McKiernan takes a pass from Corliss, gives it up to Surrett. Surrett had it sticked off by Meyer, but Corliss was there, and he'll go back to Surrett. Surrett at the red line, carries it over the blue, just onside, and blockered away by Kunin behind the net, but taken by an aggressive Simeone. Simeone gets checked. Both players stick their arms up like they did nothing wrong. Usually not a good sign. That usually leads to a penalty, but nothing called there, as Kennedy might have gotten away with one. Here's Santoro on a three-man rush. Lost the puck on a chop check, played back to Kennedy. Kennedy, though, being checked by Lavoie. Lavoie picks it up. He'll take a hit for his trouble. Good job by Rieger to give the hit to allow Kennedy to get the puck behind the net and send it out to center, where Meyer had an opportunity with it, and the defenseman fell down. That was O'Brien, before giving it to Lavoie and dumping it back in. Both teams a little sloppy here midway through the period, playing a little bit of catch end to end. But now the Greyhounds get in their zone. It's going to be a hand pass on Lavoie, as ultimately he reached his hand out for it and went right to Decker. They called a hand pass, and the faceoff will be outside the Eagle zone. Murray and Decker just outside the line. Decker wins that faceoff to Lavoie, but he just gave it up right to DeLory, and out come the Eagles. Kimball gets the center, dumps it in. Murray chases after it, wins the race, gets it behind the net, being checked by two, now three Greyhounds. Beckett in there to help. Beckett tries to get it away, but it ends up on the stick of DiNapoli, and he'll get it out to center, where DeLory gloves it and sends it right back in. Greyhounds go do a forward change, leave their defense on the ice for the moment, pass up the wall, trying to get it out. Beckett does a good job to keep it in. Kimball helping before going back to Bice and then to DeLory. DeLory in the near side corner gets a hit from Paragallo. Paragallo did a good job not to board DeLory, but then takes the puck away again. Excuse me. Puck back to center, where DeMio will play it D-to-D to McElhaney. McElhaney sends it off the linesman. Break for the Eagles as Bice picked it up in the half wall. Santoro tried to rim it out, couldn't get it there. Taken away by Chapman. Chapman goes back to Paragallo. He'll take a shot off the net, and that will go out of play with 9:43 to go in the first period. Offsides and a face-off just outside the Eagle line 1-0 Eagles.
Yeah, a lot of just throwing the puck around right now, not really settling it down, trying to make purposeful plays.
Face-off actually inside the Eagle zone to Cunin's right between Paragallo and Santoro. Paragallo wins the face-off, rims it all the way around to the far side. Santoro tries to get it out. Nice pinch in by the defense of the Greyhounds to keep it in, but then gave it away to Santoro. Santoro looking for Meyer, but a nice job by Paragallo, who has cranked it up a notch here. The NE10 leader in points in the early going, but a nice pass out to Meyer. He deflected. It will be an icing, though, as Meyer touched it on the other side of the red line, wrong side of the red line, should I say. And a face-off all the way back into the Eagle zone. Coach Paragallo seems to have a little extra step today. He's already fast as it is, but seems to be going a little bit heavier today.
Yeah, well, someone has to lead the way, and he's the guy for them to do that for sure.
Their captain out of Huntington, New York. This is his 103rd career game. As I mentioned, the NE10 leader in points right now. Rieger gives to Kennedy, and they get it out of the zone. A nice pass ahead to Santoro, but it rolls off the 6. Santoro dives to keep it going, tries to get it to Meyer. Puck ends up all the way in the near side corner inside the Greyhound zone. Meyer behind the net, 5 players back there, and it finally comes free to Surrett, and out comes Jonathan Surrett. Looks up ahead to the red line, a little bit too far for McGaffigan. It rolls into the Eagle zone into the near side corner. And then a centering pass that goes back to the point. Shot taken, sticked away by the aggressive Cunin on a long shot by McKiernan from right point. And the puck sent all the way back out to center and inside the Greyhound zone. Run PMC back out for the Eagles. McCall gives to Bice. Bice gets to the red line, sends a shot toward Welch, sticked it away, but Pekka, the first one over in the corner, he gets hit hard by McKiernan. Long shot from Glassrud that just goes over the net, a headhunter shot that goes high, played by Bice on right point. Bice sends it down below the net to McCall. McCall, the goal scorer in the game today, sends it back to the point to Bice. He'll take a long shot from the top of the near circle that was going wide, but gloved by Welch anyway. And with 8:17 to go in the first, still 1-0 Eagles.
Yeah, it's a really good example there by Pekka on the wall. They're taking a hit to make a play. Gets pinned to the boards, but again, not really effective defensively because if you're not tying up your opponent's stick, they can still move the puck, and that's exactly what he did. He was checked. His body couldn't move, but his hands could move. Had the puck, made a nice pass to the point, and they got a good shot.
Decker against Howell to the left of Welsh. Won by Decker. Taken and rimmed all the way around to DiNapoli. DiNapoli checked by Swain. Howell pitching to the left side as well, but DiNapoli comes away and tries to go to the other side, gives it to Lavoie. Lavoie avoids the hit, but gets it out to center. Then a big hit on Tommy Bice at center as well. McQuegan comes away with it, though, into the slot, takes a wrist shot that goes wide and high, and the puck sent all the way down the ice, and Glassrud using that speed to win the race on DiNapoli. A little more speed than I thought Tanner might have had there. Won the race. And
well,
gets a nice.
The strides there are about 2-1 as well.
That's true. For every one stride he takes, DiNapoli's got to take 2. That's 6-7 against 5-10, by the way. So.
Exactly.
As I say that, of course, his sister's standing right next to me, so I have to be nice.
Yes, yes.
But Tanner did have a goal earlier this season as well and had a gigantic hit yesterday as well. That was one of those big hits in the second period in yesterday's game. One back to the point to Deloria on right point. Takes a long shot to get swallowed whole through a maze of players, 5 different players. That went through, and Murray was standing right in front of Welch, but Welch did a good job to see the puck through the screen with 7:38 remaining in the first period.
Yeah, and that's a good job by Murray to beat the defender off the wall and get to the net and get body position.
Murray and Paragallo to Welch's left. Won by Murray. Kimball came in, picked the puck up, took a shot from the top of the near circle, stopped by Welch, went into the far side corner, but out comes Paragallo. Paragallo at center feeds a nice lead pass ahead, looking for the streaking Chapman. Ends up getting pinned in the Zamboni corner, rimmed around to Evers. Evers got beat to it by Beckett. Beckett looking for a lane to get out, sends it toward Deloria a little bit too far, and then Kimball gets it at center and goes high in the air and out to center. Turning right back around, though, is Chapman. Sends it right back in. Cunin leaves it for Delory. Rims it up the near side this time. Beckett having trouble controlling it as Evers came in, laid a hit on Wyatt Noble. Gets it rimmed up to Beckett, but then kept in. Long shot from the point, off a leg in front. Never got to Cunin. Taken by McElhaney. And Eagles struggling to get the puck out right now as Baldessar fighting to keep it in the zone. Good job by the D there to keep it in. Lemansky came off the bench, kept it in the zone. The puck's still there. Here's Paragallo looking to center. He finally does. It goes off the stick. Then a rim around shot. Good job by Kunin to get his leg on it. Puck still in the crease area. Squirts free. Played by Lawler. He sends it toward the net wide. Paragallo here on the half wall. All the pressure right now by Assumption. He takes a bad shot, though, toward the net. Goes off of Delory and out the center, and the Eagles can make a full change on the break there. Taking ahead, McElhaney gets checked off the puck. Comes back into the Eagle zone. And now the Greyhounds will go back for a line change. Delory, who's been on for a long time, gives it up to Meyer. Meyer looking to get it out, does with a cross-ice pass to Norling. Norling over on left wing, avoids the check from Corliss. Spins away in the far side corner, looks to center it back to Kennedy. He does. Center point toward the net with a shot. Right pad save by Welch on the shot from 30 feet out by Aiden Kennedy. Puck comes all the way back into the Eagle zone. Kennedy, who took the shot, raced all the way back to get it, goes around his net, avoids the check, leaves it for Meyer, gets it out to center, and everybody going to regroup for a second or two. Greyhounds try to get it right back in. Meyer steps up with a nice play to keep that from happening, and back comes Rieger. Rieger, 1-on-4, gets it into the Greyhound zone before turning it over, but that allowed all of the Eagles to change behind him. So good job by Rieger, and then he lays out Surrett with a big hit right here in front of us in the broadcast center. Bice avoids the hit, then takes a hit, gets it to Pekka, and here comes McDevitt. McDevitt and McCowell 2-on-2. McCowell back to McDevitt. Run PMC out on the ice right now. McCowell takes it in the near side corner, rolls off his stick, has some time, spins away from a first check, can't avoid the second check, goes up to McDevitt, who tries to rim it back down before it's taken away by Surrett. McGaffigan. McGaffigan gets the center. He'll rim it in. Greyhounds go for a line change, and Glassrud picks it up behind his own goal. Fanned on his pass and had it taken away by Lavoie. Lavoie stole it off. In front had a centering pass looking for DiNapoli, but just behind him. Break for the Eagles and a long pass to McQuiggan, who's got a break. He goes around, loses the puck, leaves it there. It's there for an attempt by Swain, and he fanned on it, and it goes behind the net. Good pass up to McQuiggan. Used his body size, that 6'2 frame, to get around the defense. Just lost the puck as he was trying to make his move in front of the goalie. Howell comes right back into the Greyhound zone on right wing. He takes a hit from DiNapoli, loses the puck. McQuiggan came in to hit him just to make sure DiNapoli knew he was there, and the puck rims all the way back out to center. So far, a very clean period, Coach. Knock on whatever plastic surface I'm sitting here, as that might be an icing. Nope, no icing called. So, Coach, so far a pretty clean period compared to what yesterday's first period was.
Yeah, the last 7 or 8 minutes, the pace and tempo is picked up, so they're just playing the game.
Paragallo using one hand to control the puck before losing it at the Eagle blue line. Then McElhaney comes off the bench. Fancy little move made by Evers. He lost the puck, though, and then squirts free into the slot area. Opportunity for Chapman. Had it roll off a stick, and then a long pass ahead to Murray. If he can race for it, he'll get there. Coming out to play it, though, is Welch. He sticks it away from Murray. Eagles do a good job to keep it in, though. Leaves the pass for Kennedy. Kennedy, top of the far circle, goes behind the net to Murray. Murray tries to center it in front. It's there for an opportunity for Kimball for a shot that just deflects wide and high. Goes back behind the net. Kennedy chasing after it. Kennedy looking to come away with it all the way down from his defense position. And a good job there to keep it in by the Eagles. As Max Bolak on the ice for the first time today with 3:12 to go in the first period. 1-0 Eagles on a Connor McCowell goal, his second of the season. Greyhounds chip it out. Let's see if that's an icing. They say no, as it deflected off somebody, and here comes Owen Rieger. Rieger, with some speed, gets to the blue line, gets it out, feeds it up to Santoro, who will rim it around. Meyer on the far side there first. Meyer looked to center it out in front, had it roll off his stick. Plays it back to the point, but Glassrud, who just came off on a line change, wasn't in the zone. He'll play it back in as the Eagles will tag up. Corliss avoids the hit of Meyer. Meyer's got to be careful as he almost hooked him there, and back come the Greyhounds out of the zone. Puck dumped in from the red line, sticked by Kunin, leaves for Bice, feeds it up the wall to Meyer, took a funny bounce. Meyer plays a nice little chip pass ahead to Glassrud, who's pinching up. Glassrud looking for a streaking Norling. Glassrud, though, keeps going, keeps the puck inside the zone, using that frame of his. Now, fighting for it right there was Norling before he got checked, and a heavy slap shot from center ice from Glassrud had to be gloved by Welch. And back come the Greyhounds. They take a long shot from center, and that's another shot on goal from 90 feet away. As Surrett in the near side corner comes away with it, plays it back to O'Brien, goes across the ice from McKiernan, had it rolled off his stick and out to center, and the Greyhounds will have to tag up. with 1:51 remaining in the first period. 1-0 Eagles. Bice behind his own net to Glassroot. Glassroot goes across the ice, gets it to McCall. McCall gets to the red line, dumps it in. McDevitt chases after it. McDevitt. They're actually going to call icing on that, I believe. I think McCall is on the wrong side of the red line, Coach. I think that's an icing.
Yeah. And the Assumption was able to beat him to the dot.
So Decker and McCall to Cuneen's right with 99 seconds to go in the first period. 1-0 Eagles. And McCall tossed from the faceoff. Nope, they're going to leave him in. Just give him a warning. Won by McCall, though. Very tentative faceoff by Decker. And the Eagles rimming around the Pekka. Pekka tries to get it out, but Decker took it away. Decker, top of the far circle, takes a wrist shot that's stopped by Cuneen and then goes behind the net. Coming out the other side, and Cuneen was looking the wrong way, was Lavoie, but a good job by the Eagle defense to get in front and slap that away. McKiernan pinching down, and the Eagles have a three-man rush. Here's Pekka. Up on left wing over the line. He's got Wyatt Noble with him. Spins away from the check. Pekka looks to center it out in front. He finds Howell cruising the assault. One shot, two shot, rebound shot there. Howell comes around the net, scrambling as well. Stolori top of the slot takes a shot that goes just wide as he looks for the near side post. Recentered in front by Howell. The Eagles have some pressure and a whistle. Did the net come off its moorings? Yes, it did, with 1 minute even to go in the first period. It's good pressure there by Howell, but again, all started by Mateo Pekka, Coach.
Well, again, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but just that nice little Gretzky move, that patience with the puck, letting traffic slide by you. He does that, and 9 out of 10 times he finds somebody.
Swain in the draw against Decker to Welch's left. Won by Swain. Out to center. Rieger sends it right back in. A bouncing shot that Welch stops. Eagles are tagged up. Howell lays a hit on O'Brien. Good job by Howell to get the puck away. And McQuegan behind the net. 1-on-2. Fighting for it. O'Brien goes down. Whistle behind the play. Don't think there's a penalty, though. As Howell and O'Brien talk to each other. Is that the net again? Hand pass?
I think so.
Okay. This time face off to the right. Paragallo wins that one from Murray, and out comes Donopoli. Donopoli gets to the red line, tries to dump it in. Excuse me, that was Luke Evers who tried to dump it in. He lost it, though, and here's Murray. Murray back the other way into the Greyhound zone with 29. Lost the puck to Paragallo, and he'll carry it out with a four-man rush, but too far ahead for his right wing. And DeMille comes out to pick it up. Rieger chopped it ahead. Kimball chops it further and gets it back out to center. And McElhaney dumps it back in. A bouncing puck that goes wide of Cuneen. Rieger in the near side corner with Paragallo. Loses the puck in front. A gigantic hit right in front of Cuneen. And the puck will go all the way down the ice. Won't be enough for an icing as Connor Murray laid out Declan Chapman right next to Cuneen. And that is how the first period will end. A heavy-hitting, slower than expected period, but the Eagles on a goal by Connor McCall, his second of the year at 250, have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Post is doing a very good job of transitioning from offense to defense and filling the neutral zone. Right now they're frustrating Assumption. Assumption likes to attack off the rush, and Post is doing a good job of slowing that down, disrupting that. Once Assumption is in the zone and they get numbers, they're able to move pucks and create opportunities. But by and large, initially, they like to move and make plays off the rush. And right now, they're struggling with finding a way to do that. So they'll have to adjust to find a way to get behind the Post defenders to create some type of more consistent offense. Because there's been, both teams really, it's kind of been sporadic.
It's going to be interesting to see what the shots on goal are when we get the official first period tally as well. A lot of the Assumption shots were from the red line, so 4 or 5 shots on goal that Cuneen gets, so the numbers might look a little skewed again like they did yesterday, but we'll see where we are once we get to that part. So, 1-0 Eagles after one period of play here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We'll be back in 2 minutes with your look around the Post University sports scene on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles.
Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut, where the Eagles lead 1-0 on a Connor McCowell goal, assists by Mateo Pekka and Aiden Kennedy. His third point in the last two games at 2:50, and that's where the Eagles are 1-0 after one period of play. As we do in the first period intermission at every home game, we go around the Post University sports scene. That's brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Around the sports scene, as we mentioned earlier, the women's hockey program with a big 3-0 win yesterday over Sacred Heart, their first ever victory over Sacred Heart here at home. That moves the Eagles to 3-12 overall. And the two teams will rematch this evening, 8 o'clock puck drop down at the Martiri Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University. That game will be on Flow Sports if you want to watch it, or head down to the Martiri Family Arena. It's about a 10-minute drive from here, so if you're in attendance here, drive on down the Merritt Parkway. Can't miss it. It's about 3 exits away. And watch the ladies play after getting a nice dinner and doing a little shopping, as you can hit the mall and the restaurants in between where we are and where the Martiri Family Arena is. That's where the women's hockey program will be tonight. 48 saves for Hannah Saunders in yesterday's 3-0 shutout for the women's hockey program. And again, ever growing, they continue to make strides as they are now officially 4-12-2 on the season, 4-8-2 in the NEWHA. Make sure I get their record correct. And that game, and apologies, that puck drops at 7 o'clock tonight, not 8. 7 o'clock tonight at the Martiri Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University. Then after that, they're off for the holiday break before they come back for a 6-game homestand, which will start on January 3rd here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. They'll host RIT in back-to-back games before hosting St. Mike's, Franklin Pierce, and Assumption. Their homestand will go from January 3rd through January 24th. So a big game for the Lady Eagles today down at Sacred Heart. Basketball program has a game this afternoon. Men's basketball, 5-4 on the season. They'll host University of Bridgeport starting at 3 o'clock up at the Drubner Center. Eagles coming off a 72-61 loss to Dominican on Tuesday and a 91-74 loss to St. A's last Sunday. on their first 2-game losing streak of the season, looking to get back on the winning side with a game against University of Bridgeport today. Then they'll be off for a week before they host Assumption, also at the Drubner Center on Saturday, December 14th. And then they'll follow up with 2 road games, one at AIC and one at Southern New Hampshire, for wrapping up their pre-holiday break portion of the season. And then have 2 home road games to start after the new year. Women's basketball, Hannah Finnerty scored 12 points, but the Lady Eagle comeback bid fell short against Dominican, and they fall again and fall to 0-6 overall. 0-1 in conference with the 65-56 loss on Tuesday. They are playing the University of Bridgeport right now up at the Drubner Center and have a 30-20 lead at halftime up at the Drubner Center right now. 30-20. The Eagles lead right now at halftime up at the Drubner Center. They'll follow this game up with as my screen goes black, they'll follow this up with a home game against AIC on Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. at the Drubner Center, before they hit the road for 3 against Sacred Heart, the Fighting Subways of Queens College, and the University of New Haven, before wrapping up their pre-holiday portion of the schedule against Mercy University at home on December 21st. Men's soccer, they wrap up an exceptional season, falling again in the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in a row in the NCAA tournament. This time they went all the way to penalty kicks before losing 3-3, 5-4 in PKs against Felician University, CACC conference opponent, Felician, in the Sweet 16. But they get ever closer to getting out of the Sweet 16 and going to the Elite 8. They did win 2 games in the NCAA tournament for the first time ever this year. But 3 straight Sweet 16 performances by the men's soccer program, falling short to Felician this year. So congratulations to all the players on the men's soccer team who once again made it to the Sweet 16. Their finalized record for the year, 13-5-5. And they'll kick up play again next August up at Lamoille Field. And finally, in our look around the post-university sports scene, if you joined us yesterday, you heard in the first intermission, we interviewed our Director of Athletic Communications, Michael Vesey, who was named to the 3rd annual College Sports Communicators 30 Under 30 class, released by College Sports Communicators. A record 176 nominations for the award were made this year, and 21 programs between Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA, and Canadian schools were put in. 21 schools received the honor, only 6 at the Division 2 level, Post being one of them, and Michael and his staff being one of them. It's also the first school in the state of Connecticut to win that honor other than Sacred Heart. The average age of the class was 27.1 years old, and the honorees in the 2024 class include Board of Directors, Advisory Council, and CSC staff among the past winners. As we mentioned, he becomes the 3rd athletic communicator in Connecticut to receive the award outside of 2 people from Sacred Heart, and the first at the Division II level here at Post University. Mike has been with us for about 16 months, Coach. As you come back a little early from break, Mike's been with us for about 16 months, and, you know, while I'm sort of the longest standing broadcaster, and you are obviously the coach and now broadcaster, but he's really turned around how many of the games have been broadcast across campus. It was really just me, and now it's become a whole team of people, and he's got a whole staff of people, and it's come a long way in the last 15, 16 months, and that's a credit to Mike and his staff.
Yeah, for sure. Between that and getting the games on YouTube, so they're very easily accessible to parents, to home games, that's been great. He's done a wonderful job, and I think the university's happy to have him.
That's our look around the post-university sports scene. That's brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, parent, or a fan. For more information on Post-University athletics, news scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. We'll come back in 2 minutes with your recap of the first period and look ahead to the second period. You're listening and watching the Post-University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com.
looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition. United by our values. Determined by nature. Uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
First period intermission, here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, and the Eagles with a 1-0 lead. Recap of the first period brought to you by Post University and its online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus and to apply, because it is the college application season, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Only goal of the period, Connor McCowell found a rebound off an Aiden Kennedy shot from the left point and got it by Callum Welch for his second goal of the season, second consecutive goal, and second goal in 2 games, and give the Eagles a 1-0 lead at 2:50. Aiden Kennedy, as I said, had 1 assist off the original shot, and give the other assist to Mateo Pekka, his second point in 2 games, all of that at 2:50, and that was the only goal in the period. No power plays for either team as well, coming off of yesterday's penalty fest. And shots on goal in the first period, shockingly for the Eagles, 14, for Assumption 7. As you and I both looked at each other when we saw that and don't particularly understand it. Coach, 14-7 Eagles in shots, 13-11 in face-offs for Assumption this afternoon. I didn't really check the Paragallo-Santoro battle. Well, Paragallo 3-1, Santoro 2-2. So now Joe has a 1 face-off lead over Paragallo, but Ryan Decker 7-5 in the face-off dot. Solid period by the Eagles, somewhat sloppy, a little bouncy, hard hitting, no penalties. So overall, 1-0 lead, good start for the Eagles. Have to see if they can keep the lead going.
Yeah, again, like I said, they've been doing a very good job of coming back on transition and filling the neutral zone, eliminating the rush that Assumption likes to attack from. So there's going to need to be some sort of a change from Assumption's attack if they expect to break through here a little bit. And the other pieces, Post did a good job that period. Remain out of the box, because this will be the next power play, will be the 6th power play for Assumption in the last 2 days. And you know, you're kind of again, like I say, don't go to the well too often.
Not a lot of hard shots on Cunene in the first period. Again, sometimes numbers don't always tell the story, but Cunene did stand tall when he needed to. I think only 1 real 10-bell chance there in the first period by Assumption. They did have a 2-on-1 that rolled off. I believe that was the Napoli stick.
Yeah, the other thing you notice too is when we're in the house there a little bit, Assumption in that first period tended to overhandle the puck. There were opportunities where they could have gotten pucks moved and through, but they tried to move it to look for that play, so to speak, and that can be tough. I mean, when you're down, you want to just be finding good opportunities, creating yourself some shooting lanes.
Start of the second period, Eagles in the home white going right to left as you look at your screen and dial. Assumption in the road blue and gray going left to right. Face off between Decker and Murray, won by Decker, but sent it all the way back into his own zone, where Corliss will have to chip it up the wall. Good job by Beckett to let it roll through the Rieger. Gave it to Kennedy, who then gave it away, and back comes Lavoie. Lavoie with some speed up over the line on right wing, takes a shot toward the net, blockered away by Cunene. Again, a far shot, but blockered away easily by Cunene as they look for a rebound. Lavoie behind the net, lost it to Kennedy, rimmed it up the wall. Good pinch-in, though, by Lawler to keep it inside the Eagle zone, and Kennedy will reverse the flow to Rieger, and he'll try to go out the far side. Rieger goes up the middle looking for McCall, but kept in by Lavoie. Back to Rieger, and Rieger will try again. It rolls in on Kunin, will cover it up with the glove. And not a good job by the Eagles to get it out of the zone. Good job by the Greyhounds to keep it in. 38 seconds into period 2, still 1-0.
Yeah, and you can't let your frustrations kind of boil out there. I saw the post defender take a swing at one of the Assumption players. You don't want to put these guys back on the power play.
McGaffigan and Howell to the right of Kunin, won by McGaffigan. Sends it over here for McKiernan. McKiernan just keeps it in on the blue line. He'll send it in around behind the net to McGaffigan, who gives it to Surrett. Tried to pop out free in front, but the stick of Delory knocked it off his stick. Rimmed it up to the half wall. Long shot, bounce free in front. Shot taken right on. That's the best save of the game by Kunin there as it deflected off a body. Landed right into the slot, and Thomas McGaffigan found a loose puck at the top of the crease and tried to beat Kunin, a goal similar to the one I believe Paragallo scored yesterday, or somebody at Assumption scored yesterday, but this time Ben made the save and keep it 1-0.
Yeah, he did a really good job there, keeping his eyes focused on the puck. Tracked it very well.
Might have been Lavoie who scored that goal yesterday, but similar play. Puck squirted free in the slot in the second period, and Kunin got beat on that goal, but today makes the save on McGaffigan. Puck rimmed all the way around to Simeone, but got by Simeone and went out of the zone, so the Greyhounds will have to tag up, and that'll give the Eagles an opportunity to get out of the zone for the first time in the period, as Meyer still doesn't get it out of the zone. Good job by Simeone to keep it in. The Eagles can't get the puck out of their own zone right now. Bice fighting for it in the far side corner. 4 players over there. Meyer tries again, tries to get it up the wall. Can't do it. McGaffigan pinning him there. Meyer tries again, kept in again by O'Brien. O'Brien goes in the middle of Surrett, and it rolled off his stick. Now Glassrud back to Tommy Bice behind his own net. Eagles have been in their own zone for the first 90 seconds, and finally the Eagles get it back to center. And then it's ripped right back in again by McElhaney. Glassrud with some time spins away from the aggressive Gavin Dock, but he's checked off, and Dock takes it away, trying to give it to Baldessar. Baldessar in there, comes free with it, goes behind the net, watched by McCall. Baldessar spins with it, centers it through a bunch of legs, and the only one there were Eagles, and finally McDevitt comes out of the zone. He passes it ahead to himself, head of C. McDevitt on the backhand, looking for a flying Pekka, had it blocked off the stick of McKiernan, and into the Zamboni corner. Now Pekka and McDevitt in the corner, fighting for that puck. It comes free, played by Lemansky. He reverses the flow momentarily, gives it to McKiernan, and he gets it out the center where Pekka gave it away to McCall. Here's McCall, and over the line, takes a shot, a little slip wrister from the top of the near circle, and a glove by Welch for his first save of the period. But again, run PMC, gets some pressure, gets some puck time, and gets a face-off inside the Greyhound zone, 2:26.
Jeff, you can see the difference between the two teams right now. Post gets an opportunity, they put the puck through the net. Assumption overhandling still a little bit, trying to force a play instead of maybe moving it from low to high because the points have been open.
Technically, I guess Paragallo won that face-off. A broken stick of somebody's as well. Goes back to the point with a shot from the top of the far circle was Rieger. And a big save there by Welch. Somebody's stick smashed in half. I think that was Braden McKenzie, the freshman out of Holden, Massachusetts, playing his first career game. Lost a $300 piece of first. What are they making those now?
Yeah, first game, first broken stick.
Hopefully in his first game he's got more than one stick.
Yes.
Murray tried to go forward with it, pinned a defenseman on the board. I think that was Corliss. And the puck rimmed all the way to the near side. Tries to get it out of the zone, does Chapman. He does successfully, but turned it right over, and Bolak sends it right back in. Behind the net, Corliss being chased by Kimball. Kimball had it roll off his stick to Chapman, and out comes Paragallo. Paragallo gives it up to Evers, up on left wing. He's in over the line, takes a shot toward the net, found a rebound that just got pushed away by Kennedy, and now the puck rimmed behind the net. Here's Chapman looking for Evers. He found him, then had it chopped off his stick, and Murray goes high in the air to get it out the center and clear the zone. A couple of 19s right at the red line. One by Paragallo, rims it all the way down and around the boards to DiNapoli. DiNapoli tried to recenter it through. Good job by Kunin to cut off the pass, looking for Paragallo, and then cover the puck just outside his crease. 3:25 in the period two. Still 1-0. As we mentioned, last game before the holiday break. You can join us again on Friday, January 3rd, when the Eagles will have their next home game, 4 o'clock here against SUNY Morrisville. 3:45 pregame show on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Eagles get the face-off, go high in the air, get it out to center, and then Lawler sends it right back into the netting. And another face-off. You've been around all these NE10 buildings. All the buildings have glass as low as the one here? But I feel like it doesn't take much to get over
I think St. Anselm's is a bit taller on the bench side.
Okay.
On the stand side, on the stand side.
I feel like we get a lot of pucks into the netting. We don't have the roof problems as we did here and when we played in Hamden.
No.
But I do feel like a lot of pucks go just over that glass area. Howell goes across to Noble. Noble tries to get it out. He does get it to Swain, and Swain with some speed up on left wing. 1-on-3, tries to go around another defender. Avoided the hit, but lost the puck. And then a big hit right here by McQuegan, his second big hit of the game, as he attempted to take out Decker. Then a shot off the post and in by DiNapoli as he came in on right wing after the big hit on Decker.
And again, we know, Jeff, we talk about like those little things that like maybe an icing or those innocuous plays. Right there, rather than getting that puck deep or shooting it through a triangle, we tried to make a move which created the turnover, which sent the puck the other way.
DiNapoli, the leading goal scorer in the NE10, pops his 9th of the season. Give an assist to Decker. And we'll see if there is a second one as well. This is all at 4:01, and the game tied at 1. That's something the Eagles didn't have to deal with at all yesterday, as they were never tied. After 0-0, obviously. But now it's 1-1 here in the second period. Puck at center ice being chopped at, finally picked up and taken away by Simeone. Simeone, though, had it stolen by Glassrud, who tried to go to the near side. Norling will reverse the flow, go right back behind the net. He gets checked by Surratt, and they go back the other way as they try to go to the near side. Puck hasn't gone ahead of the goal line, but has gone back and forth 3 times, and finally the Eagles get it out to center. Corliss looked like he was going to pass, instead went back, and back comes Simeone. Gets to the blue line on right wing, sends a long shot that's gloved by Kunin. With 4:54 gone in the second period, 1-1. Officially, it's DiNapoli's 7th from Decker and Lavoie at 4:01. For Decker, his 9th point of the season. For Lavoie, his 10th. And there's a player down at center ice. That is Shane McElhaney. Didn't see what happened.
I didn't either.
The freshman out of Newport Beach, California, was just suddenly on his knees right outside the bench area. I don't know if he got hit by accident.
Well, Coach Looney saw something that he's addressing the officials with.
Coach Looney, coming off a 1-game suspension, was not here yesterday. And did manage to get here on time today.
There's no accident.
Murray to Kennedy. Nice play by Kimball to avoid the icing as he tipped it. Now Kimball goes behind the net, leaving it for Murray. Murray gets pinned on the wall. Kimball trying to help him out. 4 players behind the net, 2-2. Puck in the skates, finally comes free, and the only one there was Assumption. And out comes Doc. Doc looking ahead for O'Brien a little bit too far. Gets rimmed around by Lemansky into the zone where it's played by Baldessar. Baldessar pokes it ahead. Doc takes a big hit for his trouble, and he is down in the near side corner. Looks like he's going to be able to get up, and here come the Eagles back the other way. This is getting a lot more aggressive game as off the ice goes that Baldessar. And no offsides call. He wasn't technically in the box. That was Doc, Gavin Doc, able to get up on his own power, but took a big hit in the near side corner inside the Eagles zone. Fanned on his pass did Noble, but gets it out the center to McDevitt. He'll rim it in. Chased after by McCowell. McCowell chipped it up the wall, kept in momentarily for Delory, but instead goes all the way down. Excuse me. McKiernan picks it up at center ice. Gives it to McKenzie. McKenzie looking back for Chapman. He'll rim it back in around the boards. Played to Evers. Evers, Paragallo, and Chapman out there now for the Greyhounds. Evers, far side corner, checked by Noble. Comes free momentarily, has the puck come away to Chapman. He'll take a turnaround shot that gets blocked, and the puck sent into the near corner to Delory. Delory goes D to D to Noble, gets it to McDevitt, but he lost it off his stick. Centering pass from the corner, blocked by Noble, who took the puck, sent behind the net to Delory, and the Eagles again struggling to get out of the zone. Nice chip passed over to Pekka, who gives up to McCowell, gets to the red line, tries to dump it in, but doesn't get it all the way. And the Eagles make a line change. Fortunately, nobody behind the Eagle defense as they went for a line change, and a dump in by Delory. Howell takes it in the Zamboni quarter, rims it behind the net to Swain. Swain with some time and space comes out the other side with a backhand, stopped by goaltender Welsh, and then the puck recentered and sent all the way down the ice. And Glassford wins another race on Dinopoli, but Swain took a turnaround backhand as he came around the net, and then the puck was recentered through the crease before being iced for the first bit of pressure that the Eagles have had here in the second period. 7:20 gone, 1-1.
Yeah, Post has got a good jump, their forwards do, so they can kind of lull you a little bit and then pounce on a loose puck.
Paragallo and Howell wins that one to the point. Shot from the point, deflected in front. Swain got a stick on it. Welsh made the save. Then it's sent all the way down the ice for another icing. As good win on the faceoff, good shot, and a deflection in front. .30 gone in period number 2. 1-1. Same two on the faceoff, Howell and Paragallo. One by Howell again, back to the point again, shot from the point again, gloved by Welsh. So back-to-back faceoff wins, but this time will allow the Greyhounds to go a full line change. As out comes the Decker line, and he's been good on the faceoffs today, and he'll take on Howell to the left of Welsh. And Howell gets tossed, so Swain will have to take the faceoff on his offside. Good job for sort of a clean win there, but ends up going back to Assumption as he gets dumped behind the net. Corliss spinning away from the check of Swain. Swain takes a hit. Now there's some pushing and shoving between Swain and Lawler. And out comes Corliss. They're trying to get out of the zone. He goes high off the glass all the way down. Might be an icing, but no. Decker wins the race, but taken down by Rieger as well. Gets a pass out to Howell, and here come the Eagles on a three-man rush. Swain to Howell over the line on left wing. Takes a hit, lost the puck. McQuegan tries to keep it going, but Lawler plays it up the wall, gets stopped by Howell. Then a nice jump up by Lawler to catch it with the glove, put it down, and send it ahead. Here's Lavoie. Into the corner, spinorama pass looking for Lawler. Nice play by Howell to get it out the center. Then high in the air goes Corliss into the netting with 8:20 gone in the second, still 1-1.
Yeah, right now there's not that pace that you'd like to see. Both teams seem comfortable with playing at whatever level their opponent's playing at. When the play increases, they both jump up to speed, but there's no one taking hold of it right now and kind of dictating play.
McGaffigan wins the faceoff from Santoro, sent into the zone by Simeone, who then had it taken away, and Glasser goes across the ice looking for a streaking Meyer a little bit too far and sent back into center. Bice at the red line, long shot bouncing in right on, stopped by Welsh. A little harder save than it may have appeared, took a little bit of a short hop, and then Norling to Meyer. Meyer a long shot again, blockered away high, comes off the backboard toward the net, gloved by Welsh, and leaves for his defense O'Brien. O'Brien ends up with a pass to Simeone on right wing. Glasser using a long stick. Centering pass, though, made by Simeone a little too far. Meyer tries to send it up the wall. Fanned on his chip pass. Norling does a good job to get it out the center and around Simeone. Helped out by Santoro, who will make a hit for checking purposes. And here comes Glasser with some speed over the line on left wing. Long shot taken by Glasser, but the Eagles were changing inside the Greyhound zone, and that's an offsides with 9:16 gone in the second. Good crowd on hand for a Saturday afternoon game. We thank everybody for showing up, and if you're listening to us on the youtube.com/GoPostEagles or the CACC network, we thank you for joining us wherever you are on this fine Saturday afternoon in the cold Northeast. Eagles win the faceoff. Kimball goes behind the net, looked to center it out in front with a backhand, lost the puck though, rolls up the wall. Murray does a good job to get it back to the point to Noble with a long shot that's gloved again by Welsh. That's how Noble scored yesterday, just a simple little wrist shot from about the same area of the ice on the other side. where he got his first career varsity goal, the ultimate game winner for the Eagles yesterday. Face off to the right of Welsh. One forward. Kimball ended up taking the puck ahead. Rims up the wall by Noble, who does a good job to send it right back in. Murray chasing after it in the Zamboni corner. Gets checked awkwardly by McElhaney, who will go behind his net looking for McKiernan. McKiernan, and then a penalty behind the play as a frustrated Murray took a probably slashing penalty.
Yeah, you don't, again, we talk about the importance of composure and task at hand. That's just an unfortunate penalty to take when there's no need for it.
9:46 to time. Connor Murray 2 for slashing. That'll put Assumption 11 for 51, 21.6% on the man advantage. That's second in the NE10. The Eagle penalty kill 39 for 47, 83%. That's fifth in the NE10. Face off one. Long slap shot by Corliss that goes high and wide. Might have gotten deflected. Kept in the zone by McElhaney. McElhaney sent it toward the net looking for another deflection. That one goes wide. McElhaney on right point goes to Corliss on left point. Good hustle there by McCall to force him to move quickly. And now Decker behind the net. Decker tried to rim it around. It got deflected by Rieger into the netting, and that'll be a face-off inside the Eagle zone with 1:41 remaining on the man advantage and 9:54 to go in period number 2. 1-1. Decker and McCall. 2 Cunines left. One by McCall. Back to the defense. They go right up the middle, but a good job by Corliss to keep it in. He'll switch sides with McElhaney. McElhaney now on left point. Looks towards the net. Then sends a pass. Takes a return. Toward the net with a shot that gets deflected, and a nice job by Cunine to hold his ground. Not sure if he got a piece of it or it deflected over him, but into the netting behind him, and another 12 seconds or so go off the clock.
Yeah, it seems like the adjustment right now the Assumption has made on their power play is moving it from low to high, put somebody in front, look for a tip, or redirect. McQuegan won that face-off back, but the puck ends up back to the point to Corliss. Corliss gives it down the half wall, takes a return pass from Decker. Comes over here to McElhaney. McElhaney back to Corliss, now center point. They set up an umbrella type. Here's Decker cruising in on left wing, takes a shot that deflects off the side of the net. He gets his own rebound, comes out the other side, goes back to McElhaney on right point. McElhaney down to Decker on the half wall. Goes down low to Surrett. Surrett spinning toward the net looking for the cross-ice pass. It got through, but a good job by Bolak to get a stick on it that slowed it down. McElhaney and McKiernan and Corliss, change places again. Puck gets sent behind the net. Glassrue pinned him out. Somebody doesn't have a stick, but the Eagles are able to get it out the center, and it's Bolak. It was actually McQuegan who lost his stick, but good job by Bolak to get it all the way down the ice, and the Eagles can go for a full change with 30 seconds remaining on the first Assumption power play. First power play of the game for either team, by the way. Here this afternoon. Here's McGaffigan. That stick, by the way, right in the slot that McQuegan lost. Surprised somebody hasn't swept it out of there. Puck on the half wall now goes behind the net. Trying to move toward the front of the net, gets ripped back around. McKiernan stepped up. Good dive there. It goes out of the zone, though. Good hustle by McCall. He got it out of the zone with 10 seconds remaining on the man advantage, and McKiernan tried to bring it back in with 8:23 to go in the second period. Still 1-1. Eagles have done a good job on this penalty kill. No real challenging shots. No. Again, they're doing a good job of taking away what Assumption's looking for. What is available, and they've used it a couple times, is the high point shot.
So for the leading face-off player in the NE10, it's Paragallo, because they were tied up until that face-off, and he beat Santoro. Lavoie, long shot, sticked away in front, it lay there as the rebound was there. Stopped by Cunine, but he couldn't get it out of the zone. Then another shot toward the net, deflected and looking for Norling, who had just come off the bench after the play out of the box.
Really good defensive play, otherwise that's a breakaway.
Here come the Eagles, a two-man rush. Santoro out the center, over the line, tried to get beyond Lavoie, but lost it and given to Norling, who fanned on his shot. Santoro tries to go through too many players. A shot taken through legs by Norling as the puck laid there. He found a loose puck in the middle of the circle, but too many legs, and that went into the netting. But good job by the Eagle defense off the shot that Kunin stopped to clear it. And then a good job by the Assumption defense to get on Norling as he came off the bench after the player in the penalty box came out of the box.
Yeah, you can see it, right? When someone picks up the intensity, someone else responds. But again, like I said, there's just neither team is really is consistently dictating play.
Howell lost that face-off to Doc. Puck goes behind the net before being sent up to Baldessar. Good to see Doc back on the ice, by the way. Howell took the pass, sent it right back in. Eagles needed to tag up. Swain chasing after it. Puck rimmed around to the far side where Lemansky gets checked off by Howell. Lemansky goes high in the air, and he'll hit the netting. And that'll lead to a face-off inside the Greyhound zone. Greyhounds 0 for 1 today on the man advantage, 0 for 6 this weekend so far. And they've fallen from first to second in power play percentage. Howell and McGaffigan to the right of Welsh, one by McGaffigan, goes behind the net, rims all the way around. Kennedy keeps it in momentarily, but gets taken out of the zone by Simeone, and now Swain picked it back up with speed. Over to Howell. Howell, a long shot low and stopped by the stick and left pad of Welsh, and then the puck sent high into the air. I think that one hit the roof. That would have hit the roof in any arena, let alone this one. And they face off inside the Greyhound zone again with 7:13 to go in the second period.
It's a good job by Post keeping territory in the offensive zone.
The Decker line out for the Greyhounds, the Murray line out for the Eagles. Murray wins that one back to Beckett, who keeps it in. Glassrud gives it to Beckett with a shot that gets blocked in front. Nicely blocked by Braden McKenzie. Puck on the half wall now goes back to McKenzie. He'll rim it all the way around. Bice looking to pinch in, but Lavoie got there first and send it back out the center where Beckett has it. Beckett gave it away, though, to Donopoli. Donopoli in over the line on right wing, takes a shot that's blocked away by Kunin, and then a wrestling-style takedown as three players crash to the ice next to Ben Kunin. Greyhounds have to tag up. They're still offsides because they changed inside the zone, not outside. Now they finally have tagged up and are onside. Here's Glassrud. Fanned on his pass, but got it out to center. Kimball tried to go behind his back looking for a streaking Beckett. A little bit too far ahead as Holden Beckett had an opportunity and then gives it up ahead again. Here's Kimball over the line, has Beckett with him. Kimball spins away from the check, rims it all the way around. Pitching in is Delory. Delory takes the hit, gets it down to Beckett. Beckett tries to go back to Delory, but now the puck pinned in the corner. Three players, one Eagle, two Greyhounds. Beckett got it up the wall, then lost it, and out the center to Noble. Kimball had it taken away, now a 2-on-2. In, over the line is Lavoie. Lavoie with a bad angle shot, taking a rebound there as Kunin couldn't control it. Squirted free to the other side. Paragallo takes a shot on the net. O'Brien a long shot as the Eagles are scrambling a little bit. Puck comes to Kimball. Kimball trying to get it out of the zone. Still can't get it out of the zone. Finally gets the center as the Eagles were scrambling a little bit after the Kunin couldn't control the original shot. Good play by Delory to take the puck that flew into the zone. Fed it out to center. McCowell ripped it in. McDevitt will chase after it. Into the Greyhound zone. McDevitt misses the hit. Puck goes up the wall and out the center, and Noble will send it right back in off the leg of McCowell and actually sends it all the way down. That might have been offsides, but nobody called anything, and the puck ends up going all the way down the ice. And then the bad pass right up the middle, taken back by Lawler, and he'll rim it back in again as the Greyhounds have to tag up. Delory looking for Noble, goes a little bit too far, kept in by Lawler again. He'll dump it right back behind the net. Took a funky bounce in front. Pekka crashed into Kunin, shot from the point, and O'Brien, it goes off the right pad of Kunin into the corner. Eagles struggling again. Puck centered out in front, taken by Pekka, and he'll bring it out of the zone. Looks for McDevitt, but the pass went a little bit too far. Pekka will take it into the zone. They're offside. They'll tag up, and Run PMC will go for a line change. Here's McGaffigan trying to move forward with it. He shot it off a leg, gets the puck back on a return pass, brings it in over the line, being checked by two Eagles, led by Kennedy. He tries to take a shot on the net, taken away, and Mateo Pekka trying to get it out of the zone. The Eagles finally do, as Meyer in his own zone, being checked by Evers. Myers spindled it away to Kennedy. Eagles can't get it out. Shot from the point taken. Evers tried to stick it, but he was behind the net, then re-centered it out in front. A little bit too far for Baldessar. Greyhounds keep it in again. Shot toward the point by Corliss. Fanned on. Kennedy right in front of him as well, goes into the corner, goes back behind the net to Corliss. He'll try to center it out in front to Baldessar. Instead, he comes out the near side, centered it toward the net, puck lay in the slot, and Meyer goes high in the air out to center. The Eagles trying to hold on right now with 4 minutes to go in the second period, 1-1. Rieger goes across the ice, gets it out of the zone to Norling, feeds a chip pass ahead to Santoro. Santoro tried to go back, but instead turned it over to Doc, who comes in on right wing with the shot that gets blocked in high and wide. It got deflected, should I say, then went high and wide. Then the Eagles block another shot and finally get it into the Greyhound zone and can go for a full line change. Here's Doc again, makes a fancy move to center, avoids the hit of Glassrud, dumps it in, chased after it by Rieger. Rieger goes to the near side where Norling is, but Glassrud comes over to help out. He'll go behind the net, take a hit by Lemansky, get the puck out and all the way to center, and this might be an icing. It will not be. Good job by the Eagles to get down there. I don't think the puck got to the goal line either. Now McQuegan out there. McQuegan being pinned on the wall. Puck gets sent to Swain. Swain back to McQuegan in the near side corner. Centered it in front with a shot. One bang, two bangs. Good save there by Welsh. Reed on the bice. Glassrud takes a shot that gets blocked in front. Currently, for whatever reason, McKiernan standing on top of Howell, excuse me. And back comes Lavoie over the line. Best two shots for the Eagles in this period. Puck brought back into the Eagles zone. Centered it out in front. It's gloved down. Passed over. Takes a look pass in front. Kunin made the stop as McElhinney cruised down the left side. Looked to center, and the puck went through the slot area. Swain behind his own net, who just had a 10-bell opportunity, gives to Glassrud, reverses the flow to Bice on the far side half wall. Still 1-1, 2:22 to go in the second period. Fast-moving action, but most of it down in the Eagles zone. Paragallo checking Tommy Bice. Tries to get it back. It's instead kept in the point by DeMio. He rims it back around. Glassrud behind the net looking to hit somebody. Leaves for Paragallo. Centered it in front. Almost had a deflection. Rebound by Surrett. Centered it in front again. Kunin got his body on both. Puck goes over the net, behind the net, picked up, comes back around to DeMio, center point, fakes a shot, sent it toward the net through a maze of legs and bodies. Might have gotten to Kunin, don't know if he got it or it went off a leg. And finally the Eagles able to get it out. Swain taken down, didn't get to the red line. Greyhounds send it right back in. Bice behind his own goal. The minute 43 to go in the second. Tries to go up the wall, kicked in by McElhinney. Gives to Paragallo, tries to center it through the crease. He did. Deflected off somebody's stick and went wide, and the puck finally sent down. No icing. And chasing after it is Kimball. Kimball tries to take Lawler out. Lawler reverses the flow. Eagles finally able to get a full line change. They were pinned in there for a solid 70 seconds. Then a dangerous pass up the middle. Bolak comes on, couple of number 12. He takes a hit from McGaffigan, and McGaffigan's the one who goes down. Kimball tries to take the puck away, help Bolak out. Instead, though, here comes Simeone for the Greyhounds. Dumps it in. Eagles will chase again. Rieger faked like he was going left. Instead went right, fell down, got the puck away. Now Kimball looking for Bolak, streaking, but turned it over to Corliss. Minute to go in the second period, and the Eagles need to get off the ice and hopefully have this game tied or leading. Here's Kimball with some space. Gets to the red line. Dumps it in with a lob wedge. Sends it toward the net. And then a tackle job by Luke Evers and a bad penalty by Assumption with 43.5 to go in the second period as they had all the momentum. And he tackled Max Bolak at 19-16. And that'll send the Eagles to their first power play of the game. And just what Coach Richter was talking about, you finally get on the man advantage, and it's going to be a split power play if they don't score here in the 43.
Yeah, we'll see how he seemed happy how practice went with some adjustments they made in their power play. So let's see what we're looking at.
Eagles 1 for 31 on the man advantage this season. That's 3.2%. Last in the NE10. Assumption 37 for 43 on the penalty kill. That's 86% and third in the NE10. Eagles do win the faceoff. Rieger gives to Kennedy. Back to Rieger center point, sent it toward the net, deflected and bounced, and then chopped at by Santoro. Kennedy, who quickly had a man come on him, and the puck sent all the way back to center. Good setup there for the first 15, but then the puck gets sent back to center. Meyer rimmed it all the way around the boards. McKiernan reversing the flow, back Meyer and all the way down the ice with 18 to go in the period. As we said, if the Eagles don't score here in the next 15, power play will extend to the second period. A bad pass, though, kept in by Decker, rimmed in. That might do it. One last chance for a rush. 7 seconds, long pass, deflected, and an icing with 2:05 to go in the second period. So Eagles just need to win the faceoff and get out of here for the second period. It's Again, we'll be interested to see what the numbers are once we get there, but a lot of zone time for the Greyhounds, who will pull Welch here with 2.5 to go in the second, which is interesting because it only gives them 5 attackers, not 6. It's 5-on-5. Paragallo in the draw. Like I said, Eagles just want to win this and get out of here. Paragallo tries to go forward with it. He sent it across, and that'll end period number 2. Interesting call pulling Welch to make it 5-on-5. But I guess they figured they couldn't get it down the ice in that time anyway, so.
Yeah, like I say, not a bad play at all, 2.5 seconds.
But not the best of periods for the Eagles. They gave up a goal to tie the game at 1. That happened at 4:01 as Jake DiNapoli gets his league-leading 9th from Decker and Lavoie. Overall, again, number dependent, but a lot of puck time spent inside the Eagles' zone, Coach. They were fortunate that there weren't a ton of great shots. A couple, but not a ton.
Yeah, you know, I think it'll be 2 different conversations in the 2 locker rooms. You're at home. You can't let a first-place team hang around. You can't wait to be the aggressor. You can't wait to dictate play. And right now that's what Post is doing, and they've been fortunate to get out of it. Again, really good goaltending, keeping them in it. But at the end of the day, third period, both teams, you want to be the team that outshoots your opponent. So we could be in for a very good third period.
I believe we will be, and both teams will go back and talk it over. 1-1 after 2. Eagles will have 1:17 remaining on their first power play of the game. We'll come back with our second period intermission. That's to look around the NE10 in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut. I'm Jeff Nelson. Eagles and Greyhounds tied at 1 here on the final game before the holiday break. And as we do in the second period intermission, always we look around the NE10 hockey scene, brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report. It's having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Start off with the Week 5 ice report. Kind of misleading again because most teams didn't play any games. Shane McElhaney is the NE10 Player of the Week. I mean, again, your Player of the Week, congratulations. Don't want to diminish that. But it's an assumption sweep. So Shane McElhaney, the freshman defenseman from Swansea, Mass., is the NE10 Player of the Week, who we've been seeing all weekend. He had a 4-point week last week. On Tuesday, he had an assist on a game-tying goal, and then he had 2 goals and an assist in their win against loss against Johnson Wales. As a whole, he was +4. Michael Hausworth is the NE10 goaltender of the week. He's the one goaltender we haven't seen for Assumption. Senior out of Lincoln, Rhode Island, picked up the first win of the year as a senior goalie, logged 24 saves in the overtime win against UMass Dartmouth on Tuesday. And Shane McElhaney, also NE10 Rookie of the Week. That's your NE10 Week 5 report and the players who have received the appropriate awards. NE10 standings, again, need a mathematician to decipher how they do the standings. Could be done significantly easier, but is not. In first place, Assumption 6-1, 17 points, 7-5-0 overall. St. Mike's is 5-2-0 in conference, 9-3-0 overall. St. A's is 4-3-0 in conference, 5-4-1 overall. Southern New Hampshire 4-3-0 in conference, 5-6-0 overall. Your Eagles 2-5-0 in conference, 3-7-0 overall. And Franklin Pierce 0-7-0 in conference, 0-11-1 overall. And Ken Jernander, the former Hartford Wolfpack captain and coach, his first year at the helm of the Franklin Pierce Ravens. Statistical leaders, Jake DiNapoli has 9 goals now, leads the way in the NE10. His teammate Jake Lavoie is second with 7. Ronnie Paragallo, his teammate, is third at 6 in the NE10. Then 7 players at 5 goals in the NE10. On the assist front, Ronnie Paragallo leads with 12. Case Canchias has 9 for St. Mike's, and then 4 players with 8 within the NE10. Jacob Howell is 10th in the NE10 with 6. Points, Ronnie Paragallo has 18. That's a 5-point lead on Brennan McFarland of St. Mike's, who has 13. S.J. LeConte has 12 for St. Mike's, and 4 players at 11 within the NE10. The Eagles' own Jacob Howell is tied for 11th with 9 points. Face-offs, as we mentioned, overall, Ronnie Paragallo, I believe, now has a lead. Let's give you the up-to-the-minute view here. Paragallo has 7, Santoro has 4, so Paragallo has a 1 face-off overall lead on Joe Santoro. Percentage-wise, Ryan Decker actually leads the way, and he continues to. Paragallo is second, and Joe Santoro is third in the NE10. And face-off percentage, Connor Murray is 9th on face-off percentage. Block shots, Trey Delory of your Eagles leads the way by a wide margin. He's got 26 through 10 games. Next highest is Michael Martinetti from St. Anselm with 20. Then 2 players at 19, and then 2 more Eagles at 5th and 6th. Tanner Glassrud has 17 coming into today's game, and Tommy Weiss has 16 coming into today's game. So the Eagles doing a good job in blocking shots. And then penalty minute leaders, Jake Lavoie from Assumption leads the way with 22 penalties, and Max Bolak from the Eagles is second with 21. He's actually in a 4-way tie at second. And lastly, plus minus, Cole Douglas and S.J. LeCompte have a +8. Hunter Hoffman, Schwartz Mosley, and Richie Colarusso are +6, as is Aiden Kennedy from your Eagles, tied for third in plus minus within the NE10. Schedule Upcoming games yesterday, let's cover that first. St. Mike's defeated Wesleyan 3-0, and Southern New Hampshire defeated Franklin Pierce 2-0. Games today, St. Michael's will travel to Keene State at 5 p.m., and Franklin Pierce and Southern New Hampshire will rematch again up in Hooksett, New Hampshire. That game at 7:40. 2 more games between the NE10 before the holiday break, should I say. Westfield State travels to Assumption on the 12th, and Worcester State travels to Southern New Hampshire on the 14th before everybody gets time off for the holidays. That's your look around the NE10, brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on Post degree programs to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. We'll be back in 2 minutes as you're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney bring you the recap of the second period. 1-1 the score between Assumption and Post. The only goal in the second period, Jake DiNapoli is league leading 9th from Ryan Decker and Jake Lavoie. Decker took a big hit, sent the puck up ahead to DiNapoli up on right wing, and he ripped it by Ben Cunine in probably one of the better shots of the period by Assumption. Well, good shot because it went in the net. Ultimately a 1-1 tie. All that happening at 4:01. Assumption 0 for 1 on the man advantage. The Eagles on their first power play, which will carry into the third period. shots on goal, the numbers tell a better story. 20-9 for Assumption, a two-period total of 27 for Assumption, 23 for Post. Faceoffs 13-11 again, 26-22 overall in favor of Assumption. That period told a better story, Coach, because Assumption really had dominant zone time, and there were times where it was 60, 70 seconds, and then come out and then 60 and 70 more. Eagles really need to buckle down a little bit and figure out a way, one, to get a goal, and two, to get out of here without giving up a goal so they can have a very successful weekend.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm in that locker room, I'm not a happy coach right now, telling my team that just essentially stood around in their house and let them be dictated to. Third period, you've got to change that. You've got to step up. Hopefully you had a minute 15, I think, roughly, minute 17 in this power play. Hopefully we can get something done here and then keep your foot on the pedal.
Eagles taking the ice for the start of the third period. I know we were joking about it in the intermission, but I don't know what they did to that turnbuckle pad over there. It's larger than any of the other three combined.
It doesn't look happy.
It is taped up, which you'll see as you might be able to see on your screen now. The far side of the Eagle bench by center ice has a new sort of turnbuckle pad. And little things sometimes are what bring you joy. That makes me happy. We had a broken glass before the game, which led to a 22-minute delay, but that has been repaired, and we are on our way.
Well,
go ahead.
I think the other thing, too, is the fact that the turnbuckle was fixed by the athletic trainer.
There you
that
go.
guy fixes everything.
He is a talented individual and has done some really good things. Not sure how I feel about that one, though. Eagles take the ice, start of the third period, 1:17 to go in their first power play. They'll go left to right as you look at your screen and dial. The home white, Assumption, shorthanded for the first time today, going right to left as we start the third period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, the final period of 2024 for the Eagles, looking to come out of here with a very successful weekend after winning 5-3 yesterday. Kennedy up to Kimball on left wing. He skates with Santoro over the line. Santoro takes the pass, goes into the corner, fell down on the fresh ice, ripped up the wall and all the way down the ice. Good look for Santoro. He had the pass roll off a stick, though. Had to chase it into the corner, then fell down, and the puck got sent all the way back down. Here's Rieger behind his own net, being watched by Lavoie. He's a chip pass up to Santoro, up on right wing over the line. Santoro leaves it for Kimball, closing it to Meyer. He scored! Oh, he did not. I'm sorry.
That certainly looked like it did,
Oh,
but
boy.
it didn't.
It didn't. Oh, my.
That was a beautiful setup, though.
Meyer had a wide open net and a yawning cage, and somehow it did not go in. I preempted that one because I couldn't imagine he was going to not put it in.
There was a lot of net.
Yeah, that was a lot of net for the freshman from Sweden. So no goal. Apologies. 1-1. 33 seconds to go on the man advantage, but a beautiful setup by Kimball, Meyer, and Santoro. Santoro lost that face off the Paragallo, gets sent all the way down the boards and all the way down as the music kept playing. And the Eagles will have 20 seconds remaining on their first power play. Eagles 1 for 31 on the season. Nice touch patch ahead to Kimball. He gets to the blue line. He carries it in over the line. Looks to leave it to Meyer. Instead, it goes back to Kennedy. Kennedy to Rieger. Rieger gives it down low behind the back from Kimball, looking into the slot for Santoro. Then gloved with the hand and sent out to center. Actually touched by a high stick, with 7 seconds remaining on the power play. Meyer still looking to the sky. Not sure how he missed it. The play earlier. Howell out there for the faceoff against Paragallo with 7 remaining on the man advantage and 1:10 gone in period 3. Puck won again by Paragallo. Sends it all the way down and out to center. Here's Bice as the power play expires. Carries it in. Had it chopped off his stick. Glassroot takes it at center. Sends it toward the net instead of rimming it around. Stopped by Welch. He'll leave it for McKiernan. McKiernan with a nice pass ahead to DiNapoli. DiNapoli with some speed. Carries it in over the line on right wing. Tries to go around. Takes a shot on right wing that's stopped by Kunin. Kicked into the corner. Recentered by Paragallo. Goes through too many bodies. And here's McQuegan. McQuegan with some speed. Gets to the red line. Good job by linesman Kane to jump over McQuegan's stick and avoid the hit with 1:46 gone in the third period. Still 1-1.
Yeah, we'll get that flow going now. The ice is dried a bit. It's a little bit wet. Looks like it's a little bit wet behind Canine there, but we'll get a pace going here, and let's see who wants to win this hockey game.
Each team 0 for 1 on the man advantage. The Lund PMC out now with McCowell, McDevitt, and Pekka. McCowell wins the faceoff on Decker. He's done well today in the faceoff, Don. McDevitt comes off the half wall before had it chopped away to Lavoie and out to center to Decker. McDevitt takes a return pass, shot it off a leg. McCowell did, excuse me, and the puck comes back into the zone to Lavoie. Lavoie chased off by Delory, who laid a hit on Lavoie. Puck came around to Pekka, comes back to Lavoie with a turnaround shot. Looking for a deflection in front was DiNapoli. He got the deflection, but deflected it over the net. Then a pinch in by DiNapoli again. Takes a shot toward the net, a great right pad save, and then a tripping penalty, we'll call it hooking, probably by Wyatt Noble at 2:20, but that was a giveaway that Lavoie stole, gave to DiNapoli, and he ripped a shot and a great right pad save by Kunin to keep it 1-1, but a hook by Wyatt Noble at 2:20 sends Assumption back to the man advantage. They're 0 for 1, 0 for 6 on the weekend here, and you can only give this power play so many opportunities, but the Eagles have done well in the penalty kill, and they'll have to do it again here.
Yeah, we'll see again if they talked about any adjustments having had a power play, see if there's something they want to do different in this period.
Paragallo, DiNapoli, Lavoie, Corliss, and McKiernan. The Assumption 5, Murray, Bolak, Rieger, and Kennedy, the Eagle 4. Good job by the Eagles to go forward, and Murray got it all the way down the ice. That's a good job by Murray to push it forward. Bolak got in there as well, then Murray sent it all the way down the ice. That'll take care of the first 15 seconds. McKiernan gives to Paragallo up on right wing with some speed. He's in over the line. He gets around Kennedy, comes toward the net, looks in front, and going down on his own was McGaffigan. As Bolak looked for a centering pass, McGaffigan was wide open, but took a tumble, took the net out. That should lead to a face-off outside the zone because he fell on his own.
Yeah, that's the third time in this game so far that players have just caught edges and went flying.
21 seconds gone on the man advantage, 2:41 gone in the third. Face-off outside the Eagles zone. Paragallo and Murray once again. Won by Paragallo again, rimmed in by Lavoie. Glassrud will go back to get it behind the net. Gets there before McGaffigan does and sends it all the way down the ice. Good job by Tanner to find the lane and get it all the way down. Welsh leaves it for Corliss. Carries ahead to Paragallo. Up at center and over the line. Tries to go around too many players. Sends it toward the net and covered by Kunin. That's one thing I've noticed from Paragallo as well. There are times he tries to do a little too much, and that time 1-on-4. Lost the puck, had it roll right into Kunin for a face-off inside the zone.
Yeah, and you know, that's just a player, right, trying to put the game on his back and maybe not recognizing that if there's three people around me, somebody's got to be open somewhere. I got to distribute that puck.
Decker, Surratt, and DiNapoli out there now. The forwards for Assumption, McCowell and Pekka, the Eagle forwards with Glassrud and Bice. Pekka will have to take the face-off, and he won it. Whole Assumption bench wanted McCowell out of the face-off. They got it, and then Pekka won the face-off. So sometimes it's not always what you want that creates the result you're looking for.
Sometimes you get what you need, Jeff.
The Eagles got it down the ice. Glassrud takes the puck, sends it all the way back down. Good job by the Eagles again. 50 seconds remaining on the second Assumption power play. 1-1 here in the third. 3:30 gone. Pass on right wing, carried in over the line by DiNapoli. He'll rim it around to Decker. Decker on the near side had it hop over his stick right when he got there. That gave Santoro an opportunity to get it to center. Tells you the ice isn't very flat because we just did the ice and that puck just hopped right over Decker's stick. Puck dumped into the Zamboni core. Delory tried to chip it ahead looking for Kimball. Kimball gets it, has a chance to get it out, doesn't do it. McKiernan a long shot, left a rebound on the puck goes through the crease as Kunin left a rebound right in front of him. Glassrud has to get, Delory has to get his stick out of the net, and he does. And then the puck sent right back in, and Delory takes it away with 10 remaining on the man advantage. Delory slow plays it, then dumps it in. He'll chase after it. Kimball behind the net as well. Kimball gets there, and the Eagles have killed off Assumption's second power play of the game. They're 0 for 2. This game remains tied at 1 with 4:20 gone in the third period. Santoro looking for Delory, had it roll off the stick, racing back to keep it in the zone is Swain. He does a good job to do it as well. Swain chipped it around Surratt, then had it taken away, and Surratt takes it. Almost too many men on the ice for the Eagles, but back comes Howell anyway. Howell in over the line, fakes his shot, gets the defender to go down, carries it around, looks to center it in front, gives it to Swain. Swain in front, but now angle for Kennedy to take that shot. Kennedy goes back to the point to McQuegan. McQuegan sends it toward the net, looking for a deflection. He gets one, stopped by Welch, and then brought behind the net and taken out of the zone by the Greyhounds. McGaffigan dumps it behind the net of Kunin. Left it for Rieger. Rieger went towards Paragallo for a second, then faked it back. Kunin trying to get out, was Rieger, but he finally had it taken away, and here's Lavoie. Lavoie over the line. Light shot, stopped by Kunin, stick the side into the corner. Swain lost it off the stick to Baldessar. Baldessar then high sticked Swain, or got him under the neck. No penalty call, and the puck dumped all the way down the ice. Swain looking for a call, now going off the ice as the Eagles make a line change. And then McQuegan went hard into the wall, and an icing all the way down by the Greyhounds. Swain looked like he took a high stick, but nobody was looking to call it, so I don't know if it was generated by assumption or somebody lifted a stick into his face, but have a face mask, but he definitely did get hit there. McCall, Pekka, and McDevitt for the Eagles. Bice and Glassroot on defense here in the face-off to the right of Welsh. 5:38 gone in the third. Face-off one to McElhaney. McElhaney behind the net trying to find a lane. Gets a nice pass up ahead to Lemansky, and he'll get it out to center. Doc trying to go around the 6'7 Glassroot. Failed. Puck comes free to Pekka, and a whistle for a hand pass. With 5:54 gone in the third. That'll move the face-off inside the Eagles zone.
And that's one of the things with the players today, Jeff, being so skilled. Sometimes your greatest asset is your skill. Sometimes your greatest liability is your skill. Instead of trying to handle pucks through people, use your skill to move it to a triangle and get shots through and attack the net.
Santoro wins that face-off forward. Meyer gets it out of the zone. Greyhounds will have to tag up, and Glassroot goes behind his net. With 6 minutes gone in the third, 1-1. Glassroot comes out the far side, makes a nice pass to Tommy Bice, gets it out of the zone, feeds Santoro going through the middle, had it bounce off his stick and roll back to Bice, who goes to Glassroot, gives it right back to Meyer. Meyer gets to the red line, makes a nice pass ahead to Norling. Norling in over the line, makes a move, takes a shot and shoots it wide. Made a nice move, went from right to left and took a shot using the defenseman as a screen, but just missed the net. And then off the netting, it goes inside the Eagles zone. That was a good setup there by Meyer, who has had the best opportunity in the game that didn't go in the net. But kudos to Tanner Glassroot, who looks really good today as well.
He does. He looks very comfortable. He's making some good decisions.
Moving his feet well.
Yes, and that's the key. When you're a big man, you got to keep your feet moving, because once they stop, it's just that much more difficult to get them going again.
Murray and Paragallo, won by Paragallo. Pinched up ahead, given back to Paragallo and sent over on right wing. Taken down was Chapman, no call there. Ripped up the wall and all the way down. This should be an icing. As Chapman got dumped, no penalty called, but Beckett ended up sending it all the way down with 6:41 to go, 6:41 gone, in the third, still 1-1. Paragallo and Murray to Kunin's right. Murray tried to jump the face-off, and it worked. Got the puck out to center. Beckett had to roll off his body. Nice jump ball taken by Murray. Gloved it ahead. Lost the puck on a chop check, given to Kimball, and gives it back to Beckett. Beckett sends it toward the net, sticked away easily by Welsh. Into the corner, Murray chases after it. Chapman takes a hit. Puck comes free to Paragallo, gets it out the center, and pinballs to Rieger, who takes a ground ball on a bad field-type shot. On to Welsh, who sticked it away again, and a good job by Howell to pinch in on the attempt by Corliss to come out of the zone, but it comes away anyway. Here's Chapman over the line on left wing, being watched by Delory. Chapman goes behind the net, being hugged by Delory. He goes all the way from far to near, then gave it away to Kennedy. Kennedy, though, having been stick-checked by Paragallo, fighting hard to get it up the wall. Kimball dumped in his own zone. Kennedy comes away with it. Beckett can't get it out. Beckett lost the puck to Paragallo. He sends it toward the net, but nowhere near anybody, into the Zamboni corner. Kimball tried to play it up the wall, lost it to Kennedy. Kennedy gives it back to Kimball. Eagles again pinched into their own zone trying to get it out. About 40 seconds right now. Down to Surrett in the corner. Surrett goes back to Paragallo, center point. He sends it toward the net, looking for a deflection. He got it, and a big right pad save by Kunin, as the simple shot by Paragallo got deflected, and Kunin made the save again. Then a backhand pass across the slot, and he, not sure if he fanned on it or Kunin somehow got a save on it, but Kunin dove, and the puck stayed out of the net. Long pass for Surrett, high and hot, too high to control. He gets a deflection on it to avoid the icing, and then the Eagles pass it up the wall to Howell. Howell trying to get the puck out of the zone, gets it to center. McDevitt on the ice now with him. 2/3 of Run PMC on the ice. McDevitt, nice pass to Pekka, who chips it in back to McDevitt. McDevitt trying to go around too many players. O'Brien got in the way finally and gave it back to Glassrud. Glassrud at center, cross corner dump into the near side, rims around behind the net. Lawler being checked by McDevitt. McDevitt trying to get away from Lawler, and Lawler did a good job to get away from him, but did a bad job in icing the puck, and it just gets over the line with 8:51 gone in the third, 1-1. Good opportunity down inside the Eagle zone for the Greyhounds. Good job by Kunin to make a couple of saves.
Yeah, important face-off coming in here for both teams.
Santoro out there against McGaffigan. Face off to the left of Callum Welch. Won by McGaffigan, so Greyhounds trying to get it out of the zone. Feeds it up to Simeone, but a good job for the Eagles to keep it in momentarily before it finally gets out of the zone and brought up by Evers. Evers in, over the line, sends it into the near side corner, goes back to the defensive O'Brien. O'Brien goes center point with a shot blocked by Santoro's leg as Decker came in off the bench. Took a shot that went off the leg of Santoro and kicked out the center. Tommy Bice. Chip pass up the wall looking for Santoro. Brings it in over the line, looks for Meyer, gives it to Meyer. They continue forward into the near side corner, squirts free back to an open point as the defense went for a line change as Rieger came off the bench and the puck came out of the zone. Meyer gloves it down, gives to Kennedy. He'll dump it in. Norling might be the first one there. It slows up as it goes behind the net. Good play there by Decker to reverse the flow. And the puck comes free as DeMio goes up the center. This could be an icing again, and it will be. With 10:14 to go in the third, still 1-1. Face-off will be to the left of goaltender Welsh again, the sophomore out of Stratford, New Hampshire. Let's see, both referee and linesman making sure the right players are on the ice, as Assumption tried to get a couple of fresh bodies out there. Murray wins it back to a point, but past Rieger as it skipped between Rieger and Kennedy, and the Eagles will send it right back in. Bolak and Murray out there chasing after the puck. O'Brien sends it up the wall. Somebody's lost a skate blade, and it's Kimball trying to get off the ice so the Eagles can make a line change. Also got to figure out where that skate blade is so nobody steps on it. Bolak.
The linesman picked it up.
Oh, good job by the linesman there. Good job by Kimball also to get off the ice, crawling on hand and knee. Managed to get there, no damage. Now the puck sent into the netting. You don't see it often, but when you do, you see a player, very healthy, athletic player on one knee, trying to push himself off the ice. It is always an interesting scene.
Yeah, well, they've got those quick disconnect blades, which are great, but if your toe hits into the boards just right, it pops right off.
No harm, no foul. 9:44 to go in the third. Face-off outside the zone. McKiernan takes a shot through the crease that goes by Kunin. Puck squirts free past Doc, and here's McQuegan. 2-on-2 with Swain. McQuegan with some speed over the line on right wing, looking for Swain. But he'll chase his own pass and pick it up on the other side. McQuegan comes away with it. Low in the corner area, sends it toward the net, but wide. Delory takes a big hit, then a turnaround shot by McQuegan in front. They score! Sweet! Found it! Off the rebound, and at 10:45, the Eagles take a 2-1 lead on a simple little shot by McQuegan, who found his own pass eventually and got it into the goal. And for Scotty Swain, his second goal of the season at 10:45, and the Eagles take a 2-1 lead. Coach, simple play.
That's it. We tend to overcomplicate the sport, but the simple plays very often are the most successful.
10:45 the time on Swain's second of the season. Give an assist for sure to McQuegan, his 4th point of the season, and I'm probably going to guess that was Delory who took a big hit and kept the puck in, who might get the second assist, but let's see. Scotty Swain, his second goal of the season, and the Eagles have a 2-1 lead. So Delory and McQuegan the assist, and the Eagles come right back. Here's Meyer again. Meyer goes around the defense and had the puck taken away, and the Eagles now have a 2-1 lead. And to have a very successful weekend, need to figure out a way to keep it for the next 8:45. Puck brought in over the line by the Greyhounds. Chapman had to chop off his stick and back into the zone, but they have to tag up because it came out and right back in. Swain is second from McQuegan and Delory at 10:45. Eagles have a 2-1 lead. Here's Santoro. Santoro, 3-man rush up at center to Pekka over the line. Eagles make a change behind him. Pekka with a nice little spin around move, but then gave the puck away as he looked to give it to McCowell, and back come the Greyhounds over the line. Surrett, one-timer to Paragallo. He shoots it off of Rieger, who feels a little bit of the pain because it hit him in the back of the leg more so than the front. Paragallo now in the corner, sends it back down to Surrett. Surrett being watched by Kennedy. Spins away from Kennedy, centers it out in front, but nobody there but Rieger, and he chips it all the way down. This is not going to get there for icing. That'll give the Eagles defense time to change, and McDevitt watching DeMio. DeMio goes D to O'Brien. O'Brien sends it up the wall, gave it away to Delory, though, and Delory gives it up ahead to McDevitt. Inside the Greyhound zone, pops free to center. Delory stepped up nicely, but back come the Greyhounds again. Over the line, DiNapoli leaves it. Shot taken high and stopped by Surrett as Kunin got a piece of it, sent it into the netting, and Surrett slams his stick into the boards in frustration because he had a shot from 15 feet out, but Kunin, which he's been all weekend, tall to the task.
Yeah, he had some net there for sure, but Ben was able to read that play and get a little piece of it.
Face-off deep inside the Eagles zone, 7:40 to go in regulation time. Eagles have a 2-1 lead. Decker and Murray on the draw, one by Decker, tipped back by DiNapoli, shot by Corliss, deflected high, gloved by Kunin away from any players, and then up the wall and all the way down. Bolak chasing after it, might win the race, but they wave off the icing. Good job by Bolak. Murray keeps it in the Eagles' corner in the zone, sends it across to Kimball. Kimball on the backhand sends a puck toward the net that gets blocked in front by McKiernan. Long pass ahead for DiNapoli, too far. This might be an icing, and it is. Good job by Kunin not to touch it. Better job by Delory and Bice to play defense. By Glassroot and Bice to play defense. And excellent job by Bolak to win the race to avoid the icing with 7:15 to go in regulation time. Still 2-1. (2-1) Eagles face off to the left of goaltender Welch. Puck won by the Eagles toward the net. Here's McQuegan, comes out the other side, centered it in front, banging out as the puck is loose next to the net of Welsh, but finally taken away. Left back to the point to Kennedy, takes a bouncing shot that just goes wide. Players falling in the slot. McQuegan lays out Decker with a clean hit, and Decker is down. Long shot from center, glove, and Decker is on his stomach behind the goal of Welsh after a big hit by McQuegan, his third or fourth hit like that in the game, Coach, with 6:52 to go in the third. Right now, all eyes on Ryan Decker, who, again, clean hit as far as we can tell.
Yeah, you got two big men there just working hard, and you'd hate to see anybody injured for sure.
Decker, 6'2", 210 out of Southborough, Mass. McQuegan, 6'2", 195 out of Hamburg, New Jersey. Again, all eyes on Decker, who took the hit, went right down on his face. I don't know if just had the wind knocked out of him or if something more happened. It wasn't in the head area. I'm not sure if when he fell he might have hit his head, but hit as far as we can tell was clean. Trainer walked over and then walked away. And Decker now able to get up under his own power. Good to see Ryan Decker, the junior from Southborough, Mass, able to get up on his own power. Again, has an assist in the game as well, but took a big hit there by McQuegan. And now able to skate off. So face-off is probably, is it going to be inside the Eagle zone? It will be, because ultimately Kunin made the save. 6:52 to go in regulation time, 2-1 Eagles. The goal, Swain is second from McQuegan and Delory at 10:45. Meyer had it chopped off a stick by McElhaney. He takes a shot toward the net. Just goes wide. Puck tried to recenter. Meyer takes a stick in the back by Surratt. Bice tried to keep going with it. Had it chopped off his stick. Now down to Paragallo. Paragallo looking to center in front. Rebound lay free after it goes off of Kunin. And a fan shot by Surratt. And the puck gets sent back out to center. But a penalty behind the play on somebody. Looks like Norling for tripping at 13:34. And that'll send the Greyhounds to their third man advantage of the game. They're 0 for 2. I didn't see the trip, Coach, so I don't know what happened, but Norling for tripping at 13:34.
No, we've seen both teams in this third period, taking kind of behind the plate type penalties that really aren't necessary.
Hasn't been nearly as chippy as yesterday's game was, but a lot of clean hits. Glassroot's had 3 or 4. McQuegan has had 3 or 4, but now the Greyhounds to the man advantage. Eagles leading by 1, and a good clear by Noble to start the man advantage. Corliss behind his own net. He's got McElhaney, DiNapoli, Surratt, and Paragallo. Noble behind his net takes a hit by Surratt. Puck is still pinned to the wall there. Surratt finally comes away with it. He goes down. No call here. Corliss across to McElhaney. McElhaney looking across the ice. Good deflection there by the long stick of Delory, 6'5". Here's Paragallo in the Zamboni corner. Nobody near him. Time and space goes back to McElhaney. McElhaney, the Paragallo, picks it up on the far side corner. Centered it in front and found the nice center there. And then tripped right in the middle of the ice was DiNapoli looking for a call, and I can't say I disagree with him as he was dumped cruising through the slot. Break for the Eagles. As DiNapoli taken down on the man advantage, that would have been a 5-on-3, and the Eagles were able to wipe it all the way down the ice and back to center. Murray fighting against DiNapoli, gave it away to Kennedy. Kennedy with time, waits, holds, gets it all the way down the ice, and 50 seconds remain on the third power play for Assumption. 5:18 to go in the third, 2-1 Eagles. Corliss gives to Paragallo with speed, up at center. He's in over the line, 1-on-3. He gets around a couple of defensemen that time, but the third defenseman got it away and sent it all the way to center with 35 remaining on the man advantage. Here's McKiernan. McKiernan stick checked nicely by Murray, taken down. McQuegan rips it all the way down the ice. Good job by the Eagles there. Lavoie, for some reason, standing inside the zone. He's off sides. Has to go tag up with 20 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Glassroot does a great job to pick the puck up, send it high and all the way down the ice with 4:35 to go in regulation time and 10 seconds remaining on the man advantage. The Assumption Greyhounds' third power play of the game. One last rush, gets to center. Simeone dumps it in behind Kunin. Played by McCall. McCall spins away from the check of Decker, ripped up the wall, not out. The power play's over. They're 0 for 3 on the man advantage. Howell trying to win the race, but an icing call. With 4:19 to go in regulation time, 2-1 Eagles. Assumption 0 for 3 on the man advantage. The Eagles did a great job there outside of one opportunity and did get a break because DiNapoli did get tripped in the slot, Coach.
Yeah, that was one that they got away with for sure.
Decker and McCall on the faceoff to the right of Kunin. Won by Decker, and a shot taken by Lavoie that got fanned on. Glassroot pinned to the corner by Decker, and then he throws Decker down for being in his way. And that might be comes away with it. Did Lavoie? He tried to come up with it. Excuse me, that was Lavoie who got pinned to the wall, not Decker. 16, not 18, but the Eagles get it out of the zone. Pekka lost the puck, going a little bit too fast. Lost the puck. Bice picked it up inside his own zone with 3:53 to go. Bice will take his time, go behind his net, allow the Eagle offense to change. Lavoie then goes chasing after Bice, hits Bice. Puck came to Santoro. He feeds a long pass ahead. And another penalty behind the play, I think. Or did something else happen?
Icing?
Shouldn't have been because they called it when he passed it. So I don't know what that call was. Referee made the call too. That's why I thought it was a penalty. He had his arm up. But
maybe the net was off. Maybe we didn't see that. I don't know.
But face off inside the Eagles zone. Spun toward the net was Surratt. Nice job by Glassroot, who pinned him up on the wall and made a big hit there. Surratt taken down by Glassroot, who's played an excellent game today. Bice over here on the short wall. feeds it up to a flying Norling, Norling over the line, tries to go toward the net, sends a little backhand chip that Welsh will cover just to change the field position a little bit. Take some of the pressure off with 3:22 to go in regulation, 2-1.
Yeah, this is where it's going to be really important for Post to have strong, smart puck management for these last 3 minutes and 22 seconds here. And then ultimately at a point where Assumption pulls their goaltender is just grind that puck along the wall if you need to. Just don't turn the puck over.
Murray and Decker's been great on the draws to the left of Welsh today for Assumption. Both teams still have their timeouts. They used them a little early yesterday, but they do have them now with 3:18 to go in regulation time. McGaffigan dumps it down around the boards. Kunin comes out to play it, chips it up the wall around the checking of DiNapoli. Puck comes free into the slot, bouncing and going high. Decker tries to reverse the flow. It's still bouncing. Somebody's got to get control of that puck. It's just bouncing. McKiernan tries to chip it down the wall, finally flattens out and gets sent out the center. That's where it gets dangerous, when that puck is bouncing like a baseball in an infield. And it can go anywhere, and it was. Noble goes high into the air off the glass. No icing as McKiernan's back in his own zone. Feeds it up to Decker, gives to McGaffigan. McGaffigan in over the line, centers it across, but the only one there is Kennedy. He fanned on his pass. Howell was there. Tries to go back to Rieger, who lost it. Kept in by Decker. Takes a shot, and a left pad save again by Kunin, who came out to meet him after the giveaway. Simeone trying to keep it in, and watched by Rieger. Stick goes flying. It's Swain's stick. Howell trying to get it out. He gets it out the center with 2:20 to go. Puck dumped all the way down. No icing. Everybody going for a line change, at least on the offensive side for the Eagles. Now we look to see when Welsh gets pulled for the sixth attacker. Here's Paragallo, NE10 leader in scoring. Up to center. He's in over the line. Nope, stop, came back, now he's in over the line. On right wing, takes a shot that's shouldered away. An unexpectedly heavy shot that's shouldered away by Kunin. Good job by Pekka's on the ice late here in the game. Late minutes for the Pekka line. Pekka gets it up to Swain. He'll dump it down, and Swain takes a hit from behind for his troubles. No penalty there, no icing as well, with 1:45 to go in the third. 2-1 Eagles. Corliss up ahead to Surrett, who finds DiNapoli on right wing looking for a flying McElhaney. McElhaney, though, really centered it out in front. It goes behind the net as it almost found DiNapoli wide open in the slot. McCowell behind the net, lost the puck. Still come away with it. It's Corliss. Corliss, top of the near circle, rolls toward the net, deflected high and wide. Goaltender still in for Assumption. Corliss behind the net, gets watched by Glassrud. Bad angle shot, stopped by Kunin. Still in the net is Welsh, then taken away again. Shot taken, blocked in front by Glassrud. Puck is out of the zone by McCowell. McCowell gets the center, three-man rush over the line. Eagles have an opportunity. Looking in the middle for Pekka to get stick checked away with a minute to go in the third. 2-1 Eagles. McCowell go off for a line change. Goaltender Welsh still in the net as the puck is inside the Assumption zone. Eagles trying to keep it there. Santoro on the ice, replacing McCowell. Rimmed around by Paragallo. There goes Welsh, sixth attacker for the Greyhounds on. Puck on the far side half wall. Eagles looking to get out of here with 6 points this weekend. 39 seconds to go in the third. Puck pinned right on that half wall. 6 players fighting for it. 3 Greyhounds, 2 Eagles. Kennedy came away with it. Puck centered it out in front, but the only one there was Santoro. Santoro just tries to get it down the ice, and he does. And a good job not to send it too far for an icing. 22 seconds to go in regulation time. Santoro has to play it outside the zone. It's rimmed all the way around. And then a whistle. Are they calling a penalty?
Looks like it.
A rough charging penalty? With 19.4 to go in regulation time. I think this is going to be on Norling. And almost assuredly roughing. To be clear, it's roughing at 19:40. Timeout Assumption. Face-off inside the Eagle zone. Norling 2 for roughing at 19:40. Well, have to make the last 20 seconds fun, right?
Well, sure.
Eagles with a 2-1 lead. If they get out of here with a win here in regulation, they get 3 points, a 6-point weekend, and move up to 10 points total in the NE10. Greyhounds looking to get the game tied here in regulation time. And you're going to see Paragallo and DiNapoli and Surratt and maybe Decker. Let's see who comes out. Let's see how close I am. Yep. McElhaney and Corliss are the 6 for Assumption. The Eagle 4, Glassrud, Delore, so 6'7" and 6'5" defensively. Santoro and Kimball. And second and a half came off the clock. There we go, 19-4. You want to make sure that's correct. There we go, up 19-4 to go in regulation time. 2-1, face-off to the left of Cunin. Paragallo and Santoro. Santoro wins the biggest face-off of the day. Glassrud behind the net, trying to get it up the wall. Paragallo fighting for it in the Zamboni corner. Right in the middle of the ice and sent all the way down by Kimball with 5 seconds left. They're not going to be able to do anything with it. And the Eagles with 5, 4, 3, long shot, gloved by Delore, and the Eagles go 2-0 this weekend and get a big sweep of Assumption. Santoro takes Surratt down for good measure, not sure why. But the Eagles, a gigantic 2-0 weekend, and now some pushing and shoving again. Chippiness between these teams all weekend has boiled over. Assumption not happy. They came in here undefeated in the conference, and they go 0-2. The Eagles go 2-0, get right back into the NE10 picture, move to 4-7 overall, 3-5 in conference with their 8th, 9th, and 10th points. Assumption falls to 7-6 overall, 6-2 in the conference. And a gigantic win for the Eagles here today. And I don't know what else to say other than Ben Cunin has stood on his head all weekend. And if Ben Cunin's not the goaltender and player of the week, I don't know what else happened in the league. Now some questions as to whether everybody's going to shake hands, and there we go. Teams will shake hands at center ice. Assumption frustrated after a tough weekend. Eagles with a big 2-1 win. Coach, lack of a better term, the Eagles held on. They did a great job killing those 20 seconds, but they held on.
Yeah, they did. I mean, at the end of the day, your 2 wins is great. How you win matters, right? So it's nice to have that to build on. We won, which is great. So you can have that conversation of, okay, what can we shore up? What can we improve as we move forward here and move into the holiday season on a very upbeat note?
Shots on goal in the third period for Assumption 17, a 3-period total of 44. For the Eagles 8, a 3-period total of 31. That means for the weekend, 94 saves for Ben Cunin.
Yeah, now we can...
Now he can rest a little bit, right?
Can rest a little bit.
Coach, your 3 stars, which are brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Coach, your 3 stars.
Yeah, and I'll just start off with, I think the key to this game was Assumption's bread and butter was their power play, right? Over 24%, that's a difference maker. I mean, while it was abbreviated 10 times this weekend, they came up with nothing to show for it. That's a great testament to the penalty killing units at Post University. As far as my players of the game and my 3 stars, my first star goes to Scotty Swain with his game-winning goal, second goal of the game. Second star goes to Ben Cunin for, again, an outstanding performance in net. And my third star, and this is really actually cumulative for me about the entire weekend, my third star actually goes to Matteo Pekka, who every single shift is noticeable, plays responsibly, set up some very good plays with those assists that he had today. So third star is Matteo.
And honorable mention from me, Coach, is Tanner Glassrud, who might have played his best weekend of games since he's been here.
Yeah. Solid defensively, smart, simple plays. And again, we talk about that. And at the end of the day, that's what won the game. The team that made the best simple plays and executed came out on top.
Yeah, just credit to him. I know we don't necessarily track hits up here, but he had 7 or 8 solid hits. McQuegan had 4 or 5 as well. But so Tanner, won a couple of icings, which in past he may not have won.
Right, exactly.
Had some shots on goal that he may not have had. It was a very good performance by Tanner as well. So if we give a 4-star, I'd give it to him. And if I could bring him up here for the interview, I'd do it. But we're going to have Scotty and Ben, I think, come up here for today's interview as well. Can't interview the whole team, although I feel like we should.
Well, and
you know what? Team effort this weekend.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Is this weekend, certainly from the outside looking in, it really looked like a team that kind of came together. Right, especially
that
after,
unit in particular, yes.
Especially after coming into this, losing your last 3 games, but not even be able to score a goal your last 3 games. To rebound in this fashion against the first-place team in the Northeast 10 is pretty impressive. And
to walk out with the 6 points and know that, last year what team was 325-1
right.
overall. No, you now have broken that. You got your 4th win.
Yep, exactly.
You got your 3rd conference win. You've got double-digit points. You're right back in the hunt in the NE10. You're only trailing by a couple points against teams you're going to be playing over the next couple of months once you get through this 3-week break.
And you played some of the best teams in the league, and you've shown that you can play with those teams. That's got to be something that hopefully the players recognize and they draw from.
So once they have a little impromptu coaching from Coach Richter, we hope to have Scotty Swain, who scored the game-winning goal in the 3rd, and goaltender Ben Cunine, who hopefully everybody is buying him some dinner tonight.
Steak dinner.
It's 94 save. I'm not sure if college students can afford a steak dinner, but something with meat.
Well, you got 20 plus other guys. They could all chip in.
Yeah, a couple bucks again.
Yeah, that's it. $2 or $3 a piece. You're fine.
Good steak. 94 saves for Ben Cunine over the weekend. Hopefully he's the NE10. My vote for NE10 Player of the Week is Ben Cunine with the 2-0 record. And to your point, Coach, maybe Coach Richter here has found something with this lineup. Obviously, with injuries and other things change, but this lineup very impressive, and through 2 games beat the best team in the NE10 twice.
Yeah, there's to me there's no reason to change things up. Again, barring any sort of injuries.
All right.
But again, it's a new year, right? I mean, they come back I think shortly after Christmas, and then they go January 3rd.
January 3rd will be the next home game against SUNY Morrisville here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. So the Eagles have won back-to-back games against the number 1 team in the NE10. And we await Scotty Swain and Ben Cunine as our stars of the game. A solid job by the Eagles over the weekend as we just kind of vamp for some time as we wait for them to come out. Ben hopefully taking off some of those pads. Not sure he's going to get up here with those pads. But Eagles have found the goalie in Ben Cunine right now, who was excellent over the weekend, made every big save he needed to make, and in the 3rd period, Coach, for 17 shots, and 2 or 3 of them phenomenal right pad saves, and including one right here in front of us on the near circle that Surrett had an opportunity on, and then he looked to the sky because Cunine got over and deflected it into the netting.
Yeah, I mean, that, again, we saw yesterday that type of a save where he came across with the right pad low, and then we saw it again today. So that, I mean, he's shown that he can make the saves you're supposed to make, and then he can make those saves that make you shake your head a little bit and say, how did he do that? So it's been fun to watch, and his development's been great.
As some players have come out, we're just waiting for the ones that we need. A happy group of Eagles flying high as the pun is intended. It wasn't lost on me either in those 19 seconds. It was Delory and Glassroot out there on the defensive side. We don't see them together often, but there was no doubt 6'5" and 6'7" were going to be on the ice to.
Well, if you get 13 feet of human out there, it takes up a lot of space.
third period wrap-up.
And the other thing too was overall that the discipline was overall was better. That's something that I know the coaching staff has been working with these players on, and little by little they're getting better at it. I mean, today was what, three penalties, 4 penalties?
4.
If you counting that brief one at the end there was 4. So not great. You'd like to see, obviously, in a perfect world, none, but that's tough to come by. So pare that down to 2, maybe 3. You always give yourself a better chance of winning the game. But again, kudos to the staff with their penalty killing and just frustrating a team that was flying high and had really no grade A opportunities for the most part, except for maybe one. Other than that, they did the job, and I got to say that goes a long way. Not only are you killing the penalty, but getting into the psyche of your opponent that we just can't get this done. What's going on?
Here come our 3 stars, or 2 of our 3 stars, our top 2 stars. Start for Scotty first.
Sir, how are you?
Scotty, how we doing?
I'm good, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just wait for our
There we go.
our award-winning camera guy. Mike will let us know if we're good to go.
Sweet.
Think we're good to go.
Cool.
Scotty, congratulations. Before we talk about the game-winning goal and just overall today, gigantic weekend,
Huge.
6 points, 2-0. How's the team feeling? How are you feeling?
That's a big one. This is something we've been working for. We've been kind of just on the brink for these last couple weekends, and had a kind of a rough one up at Schnoo, so it feels good to bounce back at this one. They're a really good team, so that's a big win, big team to put away.
Talk about Ben's play today. 94 saves over the weekend.
You can't
say enough, right?
You can't put into words, man. I mean, I tell him all the time, he'll make a save, and I'll just go up to him and like, dude, you're the man. Like, it's unbelievable. He just makes saves you can't even fathom, and he's the biggest part, I would argue, about this whole run. He's been unbelievable. So, I guess just keeps kicking.
Keeps kicking. Talk about your goal down here, McQuegan and Delory with the assist on your goal of second of the season. I know you've been struggling to find the back of the net. You get a big one there, the game winner on top of it all. But those 2 guys set up that play and got you that goal.
For sure.
Talk about your goal and how that got set up.
Yeah, I mean, I told him in the locker room, that's all 3 of our goals. I think me, Hugh, and Howie had a great weekend, making a lot of chances. Just, one yesterday off Wyatt's stick, and then, fortunate for myself to get one today. But, that's just 3 guys going to work all weekend forward-wise. Trey with a great play down low. Hugh, funneling pucks to the net. But, that's a team effort there. That's 5-man unit going to work, and I'm just kind of the benefactor of it.
What do you do now? So now, last game before the holiday break, you got about 3 weeks off. Get some home time, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
And finish your classes, get that completed. But then you got to come right back. 3 more games at home, 14 more games before the end of the season.
For sure.
You guys are right back in the NE10 race on top of everything. So now what do you do over these next couple of weeks?
I think I just kind of get back home and relax a little bit, but then, come back ready to work. Don't take too much of a break. Get back home, get on the ice. I do a lot of stuff back home coaching, so I'll be out there with the little guys back home getting on the ice. So
there you go.
I'm excited, man. Super excited.
And
to
you
get
feel
back
good coming with these 2 big points.
Huge,
6
man.
big points.
Huge.
Scotty, congratulations.
So much,
good job for winning this game. We'll bring up Ben Kunine.
Here he is, Benny.
Come on up, Benny. Keeping the pads on. I think he's going to have to make a save from me.
This guy here. You get in here.
Thank you.
You come here.
Thank you.
I'll come closer to you. That might be a little easier.
I don't want to step on any of this.
First question is, you're keeping the pads on. Are you presuming I'm going to shoot another puck at you?
We were celebrating too much. I couldn't get undressed fast enough.
That's okay. 94 saves over the weekend. I don't know if you know that number, but 94. You had 43 today.
All right.
Talk about everything that went on this weekend. 51 yesterday, 43 today. You look tired.
Yeah, I'm a little beat, but I mean, winning just makes the energy go right back up. I thought all weekend we did a great job. I mean, that number, I feel like so many of them were shots I could see from the outside. They were doing a great job clearing that front, and I thought our team just played the best we have all season consistently for 6 periods straight. So
Talk about their offense moves very quickly, particularly Paragallo and that group, top 2 leaders in the NE10 in scoring. Frustrated Paragallo a lot today, but late in the third, a couple of big saves down the stretch before that power play you had to make with this right pad.
Yeah, I mean, they're good players. I mean, knowing this is my 3rd year here at Post and playing them, they're always dangerous, right? I think DiNapoli had the one, and he's got a great shot on him. But again, if we just keep them to the outside, right, and we keep doing the details that Coach kind of puts in us every day, I mean, we have success.
Talk to me about your defense. I had Aiden up here yesterday after the game, 2 freshmen with him and Rieger. End of the game, Delory and Glasser, 2 giants.
Yeah.
Kept everybody away from the net for the most part, pinned people behind the net. Talk to me about that defense in front of you. While they gave up 40, you had 44 shots on goal. Ended up not as many high leverage chances as you'd like.
Yeah, I definitely think we kept the grade A's to a minimum today. I mean, they had a couple, but our RD core has been so solid this year. I mean, all 9-10 guys we have, even the guys that weren't in today, they've been fantastic. Tanner, I mean, he saved that one yesterday off the goal line.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I mean, they've all been great, and we're just really clicking together, and we're all buying in. You see them blocking shots. You see them taking some pain, and it's just, to try to get these wins, and they feel great.
So I asked previously to Scotty, I'll ask to you. What do you do now? You celebrate this one because you don't have to have another game next week or a practice or anything.
Yeah.
Got a couple weeks off, finish up your classes, go home, relax maybe a little bit, but what do you do to get ready for the next stretch, which you guys right back in the NE10 hunt right now. Still in 5th, but right back in the hunt.
Yeah.
What do you do now between now and January 3rd? Yeah,
I mean, definitely celebrate this one, right? We'll have the next couple days. We'll all hang out, have some good times, good laughs together. But then, it's good for us to get home, spend time with the families, kind of reset, and now we can go home and kind of sit feeling pretty good, knowing that we can beat some of the top teams in our league any day. But then, just staying active over break and then coming back right back to work once we get back.
Awesome, Ben. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
94 saves over the weekend. Eagles' next home game, January 3rd against SUNY Morrisville, 4 o'clock, 3:45 on the network. For Ben Cunine, for Coach and myself, Jeff Nelson, we'll see you on January 3rd. Eagles win 2-1. We'll see you on the other side. Good night, everybody.